We're back, and we brought some disgusting temperatures with us so we can all be warm and sticky together.
It is absolutely not my weather, as you can tell from my face. And the fact that I am holding one of those cooling packs against my forearm because it helps cool down my blood slightly, and I need that.
It is so warm, it's ridiculous. Dark Lord, congratulations on being second. Psycho, congrats on being first. How is everyone doing?
Everything she said.
Take them back.
Take who back?
Take us back.
Wait,
okay, bye.
No. Who are we taking back? Wait. Would cool down there in my apartment doesn't want to leave because there's no wind. Yeah. Same.
Oh, the temperature, yeah. You can keep the sunshine as well, Dark Lord, because we have plenty of that. Too much of it, even.
We did go outside today for half an hour or so.
A bit less, I think.
Yeah, because it happened to be Pokemon Go Community Day. This time it was Dynamo, the thing that evolves into Electros, that really creepy electric eel-looking thing. And we were like, yeah, I mean, we know it's really warm. Why don't we just get some ice cream? We stepped outside like 2 steps and we're like, no. So instead of going outside, catching a couple Pokemon, enjoying a nice ice cream out in the sun, having a nice summer day, no, we walked, got the ice cream, stood in the shade, ate the thing, and then we just went straight back. It's not nice. Thankfully, it should cool down tonight. The temperatures should come down right when the stream ends. Yeah. Oh well. This helps a little bit.
A little. Thank goodness you've got the best fans. Yes, we do.
Love.
Love.
You could say that... no. In my mind, I felt the need to make an OnlyFans joke, but let's not go there. Yes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, all of your love and support makes our hearts go doki doki, making our blood pump faster, not slower. Therefore, all of this is true, but yes, it makes us warmer, not colder. So, wouldn't trade it for anything else, but in this one particular regard, it's unfortunately not helping. But that's fine. That's fine.
I'm already quite happy we live on ground floor with a basement below us. I mean, in winter, is it cold? Yes, but in summer, does it stay at least a bit cool?
Not that bad, because the pipes for the heating for half a house go through underneath
Only this
us.
room.
I'm okay with that. This is the most important room in the apartment.
They're literally in the corner here.
Yeah, which is really cool because in winter, like, this room gets the warmest if we don't turn on the heating.
But in summer, this room is also the warmest, regardless.
Yeah, thanks to all the lights and the computers and the screens and, of course, us. I'm not saying we're hot, I mean, we kinda are, but people radiate heat. That's a true thing.
Very true.
I threw 3 ice cubes into this cup of cold green tea just as we started setting up for the stream. The ice cubes are gone, and I can tell you this is warmer than tap water after all. Nice. I want summer to be over now.
Well, I wouldn't say it got colder, but...
What are good places to put these cooling pads to make your internal temperature go down? Because
under your feet.
Under my feet?
Well, my feet are cool. I'm cool.
Is that a...
I don't know if that actually is thing. But when my feet get warm, I get...
I will do this for science, and no, you will not get to see it. I'll just hold against my foot for a moment.
I don't know. I feel like that works.
If I now get like, I don't know, frostbite or something on my feet. It's not that cold, it's just out of the freezer. The thing is set to normal temperatures.
I wouldn't mind though. On both feet, I ripped the skin around my little toe And it hurts. It like pulls with every step.
Why do you rip the skin around your toes?
Who still needs little toes anyway? Like, just be gone.
I don't know if that's an urban legend, but I remember reading multiple times that apparently the next step in human evolution is that we lose our pinky toes.
I mean, it makes sense. What do you still
Because
have it
they
for?
serve no purpose. I mean,
You don't need it anymore.
You do use your toes to balance when you walk.
Yeah, but not your little toe. Your little toe is
All of
pretty
them.
useless.
All of them.
And with most people, it's even like mashed into the side.
First of all, whose feet are you looking at? And second of all, why? Third of all, what?
Little toes are no longer necessary since we walk on shoes.
I don't disagree. I hate it every time I realize I have a small toe. It's because usually I hit something with it, so that's not nice. But what do you mean smushed into the side?
Like, look up toe pics.
No, Tifa, I will not. I do not need to get all of those advertisements too, thanks to you. Yeah, don't even.
But then you hit the other toe that is left. Just remove all toes. I mean, that probably still works well too.
My question is, if humanity evolves to a point where, like, I don't know, in a couple hundred years, people don't have small toes, they only have 4. Do the feet get more narrow or do the toes get wider to compensate? Everybody looking at their toes right now. How would that look? I mean, like your big toe. That one is bigger than the others, hence why it's called the big toe.
I'm gonna go with there's a little space, but I think it would be easier
No, I
if
don't
we just,
think there'll just be a space. Like,
if we just evolve into like elephant feet.
but those have
Like
toes.
half round. Yeah, but it's round with the toes like basically in it.
Yeah, like Rayman, apparently.
Like, I can feel like that will work.
So you want hoofs, is what you're saying?
I'd sign up for that, I guess. Wait, do elephants officially have hoofs? I don't think so.
I guess.
Elephants don't have hoofs.
I think they do. I'll put my ice pack away from on to Google this.
Elephants do not have hoofs.
Do elephants have hooves?
They have feet.
Elephants belong to a group called near-ungulates, meaning that they have toenails rather than hooves.
See?
Baby elephants are born with long toenails which need to be worn down by walking.
Oh,
Elephants naturally walk on their tiptoes. That's kind of adorable. That's really cute, actually. No?
We could just go with elephant feet. They're well balanced. How often do you see an elephant trip?
Tifa, we kind of already have elephant feet. That's why we started going to the gym. Oh boy. Hey, I googled it in text. I didn't go to image search. I don't... Listen, everybody can be into whatever they want. But I don't generally look up feet pics. And I don't think I need to look up animal feet pics.
It's a whole different can of worms, isn't it?
Yeah. Because I want to say the people that look up animal feet pics, there is no middle ground. There's only 2 extremes. And
is that actually a thing?
I'm gonna judge here. The good one is the one that goes, oh, I'm really curious, or I'm a veterinarian.
Would you then look up
Yes.
animal feet pics?
If you've never seen an elephant's feet, yeah, I think it's fair to just Google that.
So you have seen the rest of the elephant, just not the feet.
Maybe you've only known we keep talking about elephants for no reason. Maybe you only know elephants by description.
But then why would
Or
you
you've seen part of an elephant.
Like, I'm trying to go along with you, but why would you then only look up the feet?
Because you want to see the rest of the elephant. What if it has fins?
So you won't look up a whole picture of the elephant?
I mean, you could. Or just go to the zoo like normal fucking people. If you don't have a zoo nearby, or if you are not able to go to a zoo, maybe they're all closed. Maybe the zoos in your area are super expensive and you don't want to support that. Maybe you have a moral problem with zoos. I'm just saying, there are few but good reasons to look up animal feed pics. Or maybe, let's get away from the elephants, maybe you had kind of a mad day and the one thing that you know is going to cheer you up is to look at kitty cat toe bean pictures.
I mean, you have a really good point there.
And when you see the little knobbly parts, and when you go, I want to
cat toe beans so always make me happy.
Bad, and when you think of the softness and the little like flex when you push them, and it makes you cry from cute aggression. And
the nicest is when they're doing the extracting thing with their claws, and you put your finger in between them so that it like extracts around your finger.
That's to me like Russian roulette, because if one of those nails gets into my skin, I will feel that for a week.
Yeah, but you're a wimp.
No, I'm allergic.
5 blind men describing an elephant will tell you 5 different stories.
Exactly.
That is also very true.
I hope 5 blind men only ever need to deal with an elephant up close if they're properly trained to do so. Because I feel like a lot can go wrong there. Even just accidents. Do elephants
still describe it without? Do elephants?
Do elephants realize when a human caretaker is blind or cannot see well? Because I don't know. I don't think so necessarily.
A caretaker, I don't know. Fellow elephants, I think they do. Google that. Can elephants tell when one is blind? Elephant facts.
Can elephant... This is not where I thought the stream was gonna go, but tell if a person is pregnant, dying in heat. Why are people Googling, can elephants tell if a person is in heat? This is what I'm talking about. You are the other kind of people if you look that up. Why would you say people are in heat to begin with?
I have no comment.
No. I will, no.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either because they are smart. This is a hard one to ask, I guess.
Blind Men and an Elephant is a book. Sorry, a parable of a group of blind men. Wait, Dark Lord, were you leading us down the rabbit hole super gently?
Because that's basically...
Wait a minute.
What you just said about the 5 blind men with an elephant.
It's a group. It doesn't say 5 specifically, but...
5's a group.
Did you just morphogenetic field the fuck out of that? Because damn, impressive.
But seeing how social and intelligent elephants are, I'm quite sure.
I wouldn't be shocked. You go to the zoo, but the elephants get nervous around you. Yes, when they all run away from you because they know something is a bit weird. Apparently elephants do king shame. No, this is my seeing eye elephant. Listen. I know people have all sorts of wild as in non-traditional like assistant animals and like whatever, you know, as long as it works for you, that's cool. But imagine how awesome it would be if an elephant is born with dwarfism. So it always stays small. And that elephant becomes your seeing eye elephant or your assistant elephant. That would be so cute. That would be so adorable. I would die from the cuteness if I saw that.
Probably, but every small animal is always extra cute.
I'm sorry, imagine you're standing in the line at like a supermarket and suddenly you feel something like gently tugging on your pants, on your leg, like.
And it's this tiny elephant.
And then at first you don't turn around because, you know, probably kids, whatever, just go about my day. But then it does it again, gently. And you feel a little bump. And then you go check because that's weird, right? Like, who does that? And then you turn around and there's a tiny elephant standing there. And then there's a person next to it going, oh, I'm sorry, my elephant would like you to move. I'm trying to grab this item over there. That would be adorable.
Yes, it would be.
I need an assistant elephant, baby.
Probably still a lot of cleanup though.
Yeah, probably. But worth it, because small elephant, right? It's like an expression about not understanding the whole of a situation. That's a good tagline for our streams. Like not seeing the forest from the trees.
Works, yeah.
See, that one I knew. Yeah. 4 knees and all they do is use them to king.
Speaking of king shame, I don't have fleas or something, but I have been...
In the sun too long?
No, I have been completely sucked dry by mosquitoes.
I'm good. I haven't gotten stung once.
I have like 12 mosquito stings after one night.
There wasn't even any mosquitoes in the apartment. Listen, the problem is it's so warm outside that despite it not feeling like this, it's still colder inside the apartment. So the moment we open the windows, it's gonna get warmer in here. So yesterday evening, we didn't open the windows. We haven't done that today either, except for when it was absolutely necessary, like when we took a shower. There are no mosquitoes in here. I don't know where you got those from.
There are, because I have so many after last night.
Are you sure that you don't have a split personality thing, where at night Mosquitifa takes over and you sting yourself?
Do I reach my back?
With a very elaborate back scratching device. Like, her alter ego is probably like some version of a mosquito lover. Like, you hit yourself with little syringes with like the mosquito poison. Like,
a very long straw.
Very small and long straw.
Oh, yeah. But I kid you not, they are like burning, they're itchy.
She woke me up 4 times tonight, scratching.
Look at I picked this one, God.
I can't tell because you keep scratching, so.
But yeah, I kept waking, especially you up.
No!
It was so bad.
Hello, after 4 years of good RNG. I don't want to laugh about the rest. It's the word choice.
Oh, no.
COVID finally got me. Groundhog.
Get well soon.
Hello, first of all. Thank you for being here. Get better soon. Get some rest. Remember to eat if you can keep things down. Remember to drink plenty because I'm pretty sure it's still super warm where you live.
Well dodged.
But hey, you know, after 4 years, it happens eventually. Like, I wasn't thrilled when I got it, but you know, I was hoping I would be the one to never get it. But yeah, 2 years for me. I hope this is okay. I can only take so many weeks off. You can take my summer. I'll take all the winter for both of us. You can have all of it.
But I think I got it in the 2nd year too. Went to a company.
Yeah, I got it after.
Fire. What's fire?
Fire? A party.
Party.
Oh my god.
So for the English work, I went to a company party. And that's where I got it. The dude that was standing next to me, I even was thinking like he's looking sick. Like I'm going, but it was already too late.
I always make jokes to cope with my suffering. You're good. Thank you for understanding, and I really do hope it comes and goes.
Like light symptoms and gone.
Knocking on wood, I hope for you that it will be as bad as mine was. Disclaimer, the first day I felt like absolute shit, and after that it was like a cold. A medium to bad cold.
Yeah,
Nothing I've never had.
One bad day and the rest was fine.
Yeah, I hope, like, if it hits you bad, it's just a short time and then it goes away. No long-term bullshit, just feeling like crap and then you're good. I'm imagining I'm like Elsa, and when I get sick, we get stuck in winter. I would appreciate that. Listen, I don't want you to be sick, but if that was the consequence of you being sick, can you come over here, please? Because it's too warm for me. And at 2 times, almost nothing. I applaud your immune system. Consider me jelly.
Yeah, but yours is just crap.
You know
Even
who
though
else?
You haven't been sick in a while, actually. But then again, you also barely leave the house anymore, so you have no chance to get sick.
No, I have developed coping mechanisms, which I've really only learned about during the pandemic. I
don't leave the house.
I try to not leave the house because luckily I don't have to. Like, I go outside for walks, and then I'm mostly by myself. I don't stand like this with people in public transport. I've gotten way more conscious about not using my hands to touch my face, especially after I've touched things in public, like public transport.
Which you take once every 3 months now?
It's not quite that little, but less, again, thanks to me working from home. And I started taking vitamins because I know I wasn't getting enough, because I'm too lazy to follow a proper diet. It's not good, people. I'm not saying this because you should follow my advice, but supplements exist for a reason. Just saying.
I put it on not leaving the house. Most times you get sick, it's more public transport than anything.
Usually you get it from somebody else, somehow. Because they coughed at you or whatever.
Someone at work or public transport. 90% public transport though.
Yeah. Also, and this is true, despite people looking at me funny and even Tifa sometimes giving me a weird side eye. If I'm using public transport, like if we're going long distance train traveling or something, or even just the bus and it's busy with people that are coughing, I put on a mask. I don't care. Like, I'm doing this for me at that point. Like, you can cough, you can sniffle all you want. I'll just be warm under there for a bit, it's fine. But working for me.
You know, else is having a bad time lately. Maebara Keiichi.
Yes, he does.
Nice one.
We'll get to it in a moment.
It's hitting me bad. Oof. Very achy and sinusy. Throat was killing me Thursday through Friday. Finally tested positive yesterday. What's today? Sunday.
Yeah.
We just got back from a conference.
Oh no! I hope not more people got it there. That would be so annoying.
Well, that chance is big. Either got it there or the stomach bug I had Sunday was actually the start of it.
That could be. My dad had some digestive issues the first day it hit him back then too.
Really? Is that part of the symptoms nowadays?
Funnily enough, COVID has so many different flavors by now. Anything can be a symptom, basically. Even things like that. Yes. He was shocked too when he learned it from his doctor. It's like, yeah, I think I ate something bad. We're like, no, that's actually version... And then they said the name, I don't remember. And with some people that can go to the stomach. We were lucky in that regard. Or I was, because I caught it together with my dad back then.
Well, seeing how now basically a week has passed, I hope it will be done very soon.
Yeah. Do yourself a favor if you can. Once you start feeling better, still take it easy for another couple days. With me, like... After a week, I was good. The one thing that annoyed me the most is I was still coughing for 4 weeks after that. And like, nothing in my lungs. It was just a dry cough that kept going. Like, every time I opened my mouth to speak, if I breathed through my mouth, I just started coughing again. It was so annoying. Not a fan of this flavor, 0 out of 10. I would not recommend. Also, it's weird that it took almost a week to test positive. So, depends on the tests. A lot of tests, unfortunately, because COVID has so many different varieties, don't detect all of them, or not reliably.
I'm guessing since it's also gotten weaker over time, the virus that is, tests might not be fully reliable anymore.
Yeah, like, especially in the beginning, one of the problems was that the tests were made for one specific variant. And then more happened and they could not be detected as reliably. That's why most people I know had to take 3-4 home tests until eventually one showed like, yep, you got it. And then they knew. Like, they could tell before the tests confirmed it. So, unfortunately, Groundhog, welcome to the club. All I can say at this point. Also, I'm sweating and that's not gonna change.
Dodging it for so long.
I am beginning to sweat. The ice has fully melted in this thing and nothing's gonna change that. It is what it is.
Well, it will only get warmer in here anyway.
Yeah. Test until Friday. Stomach bug didn't register as COVID possibly to me. Yeah. Now you know for the future, I guess.
And the normal flu is also going around. Stomach issues are also going around.
Yeah.
And at this point, COVID is kind of like just having the flu.
I mean, yeah, it's not gonna go away, unfortunately. So
it's just one of the things that's in the list to get now.
Yeah, it's gonna happen at some point, unfortunately. Never got it, but I never leave home.
Nice.
Join me in the club. I did get real dehydrated and thought I had it. Dehydration is so weird. Like, as a kid, I didn't know, but I got dehydrated a lot because I just forgot to drink.
Okay.
Like, no good reason, just me being too stupid and not remembering to drink. Even when I was thirsty, I just didn't drink. I had to learn to like regularly drink water and stuff. And I would get massive headaches from that, which I guess is more or less normal. But as I got older, when I didn't drink enough, on top of the headaches, more stuff started happening. Like, I would just feel like absolute shit. And then I realized, like, at some point, oh wait, it's like 2 p.m. already. I only drank half a cup of coffee this morning. And then I just go and chug 16 gallons of water, and then after a few hours, my body just goes... Like, isn't there an episode of SpongeBob where he dehydrates?
I've never really had those issues, except for maybe headaches when I don't drink enough. But my body also keeps a lot of liquid.
Yeah, you're kind of like a camel.
Yeah.
What do you do with all of that water?
That's a good question, but that's a family thing.
Shouldn't that evaporate at some point if it's this water?
It doesn't really. All water we drink just goes bloop.
Oh well. It's when he meets Sandy, because it turns out he does need it. Oh. That's an old episode, right? Because doesn't Sandy get introduced very early on?
I don't know why I had Grease in my mind, but you're not talking about Grease.
Grease?
Yeah.
What?
Isn't a girl called Sandy?
I have no idea. I don't like Grease. There is nothing about Grease I like. I find the songs catchy, but if I start listening to them, they just make me angry. She is! Thank you very much. I can't, like, I'm pretty sure Summer Nights is part of one of the songs too, but...
They're catchy.
Hot take, I hate every single character in Grease. I'm sorry. It's a product of a time. Like, I've only seen Grease when I was like in my late 20s, I want to say. I never seen it as a kid. Because when I was young, my mom would watch it every time it was on TV, but it was the kind of movie that 5-year-old me didn't watch because, ew, girls are yucky. You know? Dumb shit like that. And when I saw it, I like listened to the lyrics and I'm like, yeah, no, no, I don't love this. Nah.
I'm more surprised they've never done a remake. Until now. Or until now.
I believe that exists.
There's a remake of Grease.
Grease remake. There's also Grease 2, isn't there?
Like, everything is getting remakes. Except for some of the classics, it seems.
Grease! Rise of the Pink Ladies official trailer released on Paramount Plus apparently last year.
Is that an actual...
It's a TV series, yes.
Oh,
a spin-off of the original John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John musical.
Oh.
Yeah. That is a thing that exists. Also, I'm pretty sure there's a Grease 2. Grease 2, 1982.
Yeah, but not a remake, is it?
No, also not with John Travolta, but Michelle Pfeiffer. But I've also never seen anybody speak about Grease 2. So, kind of.
It's probably one of those things that doesn't exist.
Grease is basically High School Musical, but not safe for work and with the worst ending. Yeah, pretty much. I agree.
Grease is in the 80s, right?
70s. 78.
78.
And
okay, so...
to me, blatant sexism is very 70s. Yeah, it is a product of its time.
It wouldn't really work in the current time, but yeah. It's High School Musical, but 70s.
Try to make new ones interesting. They tried to make new interesting ones and haven't since Grease 2 was just a decent motorcycle film. They replaced the car with a motorbike? it feels like it's lacking. I don't know.
Right, bikes were still pretty hot, and there were several bikes in Greece too, in Greece as well. Not.
I don't remember. I do not remember.
Wasn't the biggest thing.
Hello Ranger, happy Sunday. How are you doing? It's obviously set in 69. It should be. It should be.
Could still work.
My mom hates the movie for being very 70s and not accurate to the 50s like the stage version. I didn't know there was a stage version first. I thought that came after the movie.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a stage movie.
A British... This sounds very much like a Netflix teen rom-com. A British kid comes to Rydell and becomes a mystery motorcyclist to become famous.
When you own a motorcycle, you are automatically mysterious, I believe.
I think it's the motorcycle getup. You know, the full body leather suit that shields you from the wind and the cold. Then the helmet that obscures your face.
Yeah.
And then you take off the helmet and then
you can shake your hair loose.
And then you do the shot where the guy turns around and it's like, oh my god, he looks like he's chiseled from Italian marble. And then all the panties drop. It makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does, yeah.
Yeah. I want to say the hot biker guy takes off his helmet and does the turn is the guy version of Office Girl takes off her glasses, opens her hair and swings it. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And suddenly everybody's attracted to her because...
And it all goes in slow-mo.
Apparently they were blind before that. And they always use traditionally attractive actors for these roles.
That's always the case.
It's like, this person is hot. Glasses, no glasses, hair, in a ponytail, it doesn't matter.
No, but especially back then, if they then went for like, oh, the super hot actress has to play ugly character, they put on glasses.
Yeah, which is so weird. I find glasses really attractive.
Put their hair in a knot.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, now you're ugly.
Maybe make the hair look slightly disheveled. Which also makes no sense. Like, how do you think people look like when they wake up? Like, that's normal. Oh, wow.
I love Blue Moon beer. Wait, is that actual beer or is that...
I do not know. The only Blue Moon I know about is from Skies of Arcadia, which you all should play if you get the chance. Stage version has a song about mooning people. Okay.
Oh, that's what that refers to.
That's a thing that exists.
Is the beer actually blue?
I don't think so.
One must know. It's a common brand. Never heard of it.
I also have a mimetic song about reproduction as it's taught in a school for square white people. I think I will try to Google that later. And I will regret watching it.
Should see the SN...
Saturday Night Live version of that with Margot Robbie. Plays against the trope. I have not seen that yet. Go copy that so we can do that later. Talking about Margot Robbie and the thing earlier when we were talking about traditional attractive people doing non-attractive things. That was one of my favorite moments in the Barbie movie. Spoilers, not spoilers because it seems very inconsequential.
Can you keep that open?
Barbie has this breakdown moment and she's like, I think she's crying and stuff. And then the narration is like, oh, she was ugly crying and things like this. And then the narration actually goes, a note to the editors. Casting somebody like Margot Robbie to look not attractive is a really dumb choice. And I just sat there, I laughed so hard at that. That was great.
Like, there's no way.
Very unlikely, yeah. They use the term photoperiodic reaction. Why does that sound like words that could have come directly out of Zero Time Dilemma? You know? Oh, we need to shift into the morphogenetic field by causing a photoperiodic reaction. What are you doing?
I have a mosquito sting on my finger too.
Tifa, I don't know if you can see
rubbing this like this,
knuckle
actually,
rubbing over...
that actually helps. It's like
cloth
right
thing.
above my knuckle.
Stop scratching. Are you letting the mosquito win?
I'm not scratching the ones on my back or the ones on my elbow
Tifa,
right now that I'm also feeling.
Every time you scratch your mosquito sting, the mosquito wins again. See, she is a mosquito, at least part of it. Tifa. You know who doesn't let mosquitoes win? Hinamizawa, because it's surrounded by cascaders, as Tifa has called cicadas earlier this week again. But we weren't on stream then, so now I have to remind you that she said that to me.
I don't remember.
She was looking outside and she's like, Jack, quick, come. I'm like, oh my god, something has happened. Sure. What is it? He's like, there's a cascada. And I'm thinking of the singer. Every time we touch, I get the feel. And I'm like, oh my god, why is cascada here? What? Exactly that one, Dark Lord. And he's like, no, it's a cascada. And I'm like, it's a grasshopper. When I showed her again a picture of a cicada, because they don't look anything like grasshoppers. Anyway,
we still don't have a balcony, and it's slowly being claimed back by nature.
It's beautiful. It's like The Last of Us, but in real life. Tifa. No more time for segues. It's over. What has happened the last time we played Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 2, Watanagashi, Episode 10, I believe.
The last time we played, we were still in a very lengthy conversation with Shion on the phone.
With Eon. We still don't know.
We still don't really know is it Mion or Shion, but we're gonna assume Shion for now because that's who we're supposed to be talking to. Yes. So we were having a lengthy conversation, and it's basically was about the missing mayor and how he was like a father figure to her, and they had lots of fun, so he means a lot to her and lots of guidance. So she's really bummed out that this dude is missing, obviously.
And once again, we need to share all information.
And we started talking a bit like, okay, what if the mayor went missing because Shion told him about what happened?
Not just what if, Shion had a full-on breakdown, getting like mad and trying to cope with the whole situation because Shion started believing the mayor is gone because she told him about them breaking into the storehouse thing on the shrine grounds.
So basically he took the punishment for Shion, is what she believes. And then we started to get a really bad feeling because we told Rika about what has happened.
And Shion specifically said that when she told the mayor, he just smiled at her and said, I'll take care of it. Don't you worry. Which is exactly what Rika chanted.
Roughly the same as Rika. So we started to get a bad feeling about Rika. We ended the conversation to go check on her when we realized, or we tried to call her a couple of times for like half an hour. It was already 11 p.m. She didn't pick up the phone. So then we were like, okay, fuck, we need to go check on Rika, but we don't know where she lives.
Yes.
So we called Reina, and Reina, after being a bit suspicious of the why, gave us the address and said we would meet up together to go to Rika's house after we said we were worried about her safety. Reina, took Mion along.
No. We said we would meet by Reina picking us up. Keiichi grabbed his bike and already went down towards the place where they wanted to meet. Then Reina found him and got mad at him because people are going missing. If we say we meet at your house, we meet at your house, you idiot. Because otherwise I start thinking you went missing too. That's an important detail.
I don't think that really matters.
Anyway, they met up and together with me.
They met up. She took Mion along. When we were there, we also learned about the fact that Rika lives together with Satoko. And yes, both of them were missing. Their bikes that were supposed to be outside weren't there either. So we tried to look into like the shed/house that they're supposed to live in. No one seemed to be home. No one answered the door. So we found a ladder. Mion held it while we tried to climb up, and Reina left to like the main house to find a spare key or something, or look for help. I'm not even sure why she ran off. Maybe
there is somebody in the other buildings on the shrine grounds, because all of the area around the shrine is owned by Rika, as her being the only living family member of the Furuta family.
Yeah. While we tried to get into the house, Mion had her super creepy Mion moment where she
while she was holding the ladder.
while she was holding that.
Super freaking creepy.
And I'm not sure who she went on. Satoko? Or was it Riko? Satoko.
Satoko. She told us that Satoko is cursed because everyone
around her dies, basically.
Near Satoko has been struck by Oyashiro-sama's curse. Her family died, her parents died. Then she got in with her aunt abused her, her aunt died, and now she is with Rika-chan, and now Rika-chan is gone too, and now Satoko is too, and that's because she's cursed, and then the eyes again, and then I was like, nope, I don't like this.
And yeah, that's basically the last thing that happened.
And then Reina came back with adults, and then Mion snapped back into her, was like, yeah, oh sure, let's go find them, while Keiichi, who has now fallen off the ladder.
He didn't fall off. He climbed
Did he jump?
off. No.
He is now back on the ground and is like, well, what the fuck just happened? Like, you did not act like you just did? What?
He quickly went off the ladder in case Mion would
She was shaking it.
go weird again.
Yes. Apparently she loses some level of control over her body when she goes full Yami Yugi.
But Reina came back with others, and that's where we saved, I believe.
Yes. We should be safe because now there's adults around. I think. I hope. Yes, you can come to my house. I don't have to use a street.
Oh, thank you. Then we can end early.
Oh my god. After 4 years, we finally got the answer we were hoping for. Well, that's the end of my favorite letters X, people.
Be there tomorrow.
Yami Yu-Gi-Oh! You know it. Sending us to the Shadow Realm.
Gonna go continue to veg out and try to recover. Brain is way too foggy for this game right now. That is very
understandable.
Fair. Groundhog, thanks for hopping by. If you speak to Matan Heart, say hi from us as well. Recover well. Get well soon.
Everything she said, take it easy, do whatever makes you get through feeling sick faster. And see you on the other side when you're fully recovered. Sick out is such a Dutch way of saying it.
Uitzieken. Sick out.
Yeah. Auskurieren is what you would say in German. To stay resting until you're fully cured. I can't think of a better way to translate that. It's one word that describes the whole phrase. It's German like that.
Basically that. It should have been me mean here.
Well,
just wait until Twitch chat will allow GIFs and memes.
I don't think they will ever do that.
I don't think so either, but still.
No.
That would be too much chaos.
It's like the only way. Listen, I would love it if Twitch chat allowed GIFs. Yes, I said GIFs. Just for you. I don't think they would ever do that unless they use their own provider who they have very tight control over. Because that will be so misused so quickly. Tifa, sit like a human, please.
Probably, yes. I will sit like a human in a moment.
Ugh.
Once I scratch this one.
Thank you, Dark Lord. After Elden Ring, holy poop, being banished to the Shadow Realm looks like it sucks. You doubted that? You needed Elden Ring to make you think that? Well, I'm glad you got there in the end.
Before it looked like a vacation.
Before that it was fun. Animated emotes are close enough. I agree.
Yeah.
That's a very safe middle ground for that. Tifa.
It really is.
Talking about safe grounds. Are you ready?
Go for it. Feel the voice of my imagination.
Fair enough.
I need to start into Elden Ring again, but this weekend I actually finally started playing Baldur's Gate again. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a completely new save file. And now I'm playing through once again as a bard. And I'm coming across so many new things. It's quite nice.
Thankfully, Tifa told you about all of this now as I meandered about the menu because I am so bad at where I saved. It took me way too long to figure it out. But
how about we go back to the first page and start overwriting?
That's a really bad idea.
How about you can double save, but you always overwrite the first save file.
That's a really bad idea.
That is a really good idea.
July 15th, yeah, that's one.
That's a great idea, as a matter of fact. It really is.
Makes another barbarian. Well, I gotta play Gold Ball somehow. Also, it's very sweet that you love me so much, but please go. Thank you.
Barbarian is nice to play. My very first character was a barbarian too. I feel like especially when it comes to like the skill building, it's much straightforward and easier. Because now with Bard, every time I level up and I get a new skill, I also had a wizard once. And it's like, oh, what's the best pick? But I have that with every character.
Whatever you feel like. The game is balanced to the part or to the point where you're supposed to be able to beat it.
Yeah, but now I picked a skill on the what I feel like, and there's a quest where another skill I could have picked would have helped me to finish it, and now I can't, so now I need to wait.
And then you make another playthrough where you have the skills to be able to do that. That's the beauty of it, in almost infinite replayability.
This door is locked. I should punch it. Lockpick? No, punch.
I mean, do these not look like lockpicks?
You can solve a lot of issues that way.
Talking about things being locked. The shutter opened up for the first time in a very long while. Arena located the light switch and wasted no time going inside. I followed her in.
Rika-chan! Satoko-chan! If you're here, say something!
We climbed a narrow staircase. It had looked like nothing more than a warehouse, but now that I was inside, I could feel how lived in it was. It was a person's home. Somehow the scent of the two of them filled the place. Question. I know we just started, but I have to. I know every apartment, every house has a, I want to say, unique smell. Depends on a number of things. Your furniture, the materials used to build the place, what you cook, what you don't cook, all of that. But I don't think I've ever entered a place and went like, I can smell the people who live here.
No, I have.
Really?
It all depends on if they, for example, wear some heavy perfume that hangs around, smoke. Like, I can tell with a certain colleague when he's approaching, whether it's from behind or whether he's already at work, because I can smell the cigarettes he smokes. With some things you can just notice.
Come on, I spent the last month in school, nothing weird here. Maybe that's me, that's okay then, I'll own that. I don't recall ever being able to tell my classmates apart by smell.
But not with everyone, but with some, you just can. No. And if they also use like a perfume or a certain deodorant, you can probably smell that.
The first person I was ever able to recognize by smell is Tifa.
Me?
Yes.
I don't wear anything specific.
Yes, you do.
What?
Your hair smells like strawberries. Or it used to for the longest time because of stuff you put in.
Yeah, I did have a very strong one. True.
And it smelled like strawberry and cream bonbons.
Fair, but then you know what they're talking about.
And I knew this because I was pretty close to you.
Jack smells like 9. Imagine having a working nose. Couldn't be me.
Maybe that is a sign that my nose isn't working as well as other people's, but I cannot tell people apart by smell generally, unless it's really egregious. Or, I can just casually do things like this.
That's not very casual.
Not if you say it like that. But I've never done that to my classmates. Maybe that's on me, but fine, I'll take it.
It's on you.
This was definitely where Rika-chan and Satoko lived. I don't like the music. I mean, it's nice, it's not badly made, but I don't like what it implies. Yeah. The first floor doubled as a town assembly warehouse, but the second floor was a space entirely for living. Just like a one-room apartment, past the kitchen was a living room taking up about 150 square feet. That's small, right? Because I can't do square feet in my head. Dressers, cupboards, and the like were packed into the space, and in the corner there was a huge pile of clothes that appeared to just have been taken in from drying outside. In the center of the living room was a fold-up table, and on it were small containers for things like soy sauce and salad dressing. A sense of a frugal lifestyle drifted from all of it. It was strange that they weren't here in the middle of a night like this. The adults climbing the stairs one at a time began to make a fuss and talk amongst themselves.
So which of the adults are here exactly? Like who did she bring again?
Mion.
The shrine people.
I guess.
So, not here? Yeah, they're not here. This is definitely weird.
The village had just been thrown into chaos yesterday because of the mayor's disappearance. Then today, even Rika-chan and Satoko had... Were they out playing somewhere together? That can't be. The bicycles aren't here though. Where would they have gone so late at night? Have they just not come back yet? Where did they go? The adults put forth various possibilities and the house immediately devolved into a state of confusion. Eventually, Mion settled them down.
I don't want to believe it, but the mayor, Kimiyoshi, disappeared yesterday. We can't say this is unrelated.
The adults' faces paled at Mion's declaration. Maya and Reyna's did as well.
Jack in Japanese, just Jackie-chan.
I never even thought about this. Possibly, yes. As an endearing nickname, yeah. I mean, it would probably be Jack something honorific, right? Jack-kun. Jack-chan.
Basically.
But if somebody called me Jackie, then yes, it could be Jackie-chan. Oh my god. It's canon now. Listen, once we get around to actually like visiting Japan at some point in the future, I will introduce myself as Jackie-chan to everybody. And it will not be weird at all. No, clearly not. How could there be any misunderstanding?
Not if you stick to it.
Just say it with a straight face.
I don't think there will be a misunderstanding, but...
Is it... It's not a common thing when you introduce yourself to also tell the person what honorific they should use. I think the only people that do that, it's like when somebody goes like, oh, it's Dr. Jack actually. You know? Or like a teacher reminding you, it's Sama.
Well, you would just introduce yourself with your name.
Or like, I'm your senpai. You know?
I'll remind you when we go to Japan.
Please do.
Now let's see. They could have gone nearby for some tea or something, then accidentally fallen asleep.
Wait, what? What are they, drop bears? Like, oh, Rika-chan, we need to get some tea. Okay, let's go get tea. Oh, it's pretty dark outside.
Maybe they're just sleeping at wherever they had tea. Okay. Whoever invited them might just not be able to wake them up at all too.
Oh, now I get it. They went somewhere for tea, as in to have that at the place. Yes. Not as in, oh, I've checked and we've run out of tea. We need to go to the store to buy some.
You're the only one who thought that, I think.
I'm okay with it. I'm really warm. Have I mentioned that yet? They usually use chan with family members or dear friends, not with baka kaijin.
We'll introduce you as friend. Or just say Chan is your last name.
No. A, that's a lie, and that's gonna be really weird at immigration when they check my passport. Full name, Jackie Chan. And they go, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is.
It's your calling name.
Ranger Sal has told me so. Do you know about Twitch.tv?
It's canon.
It's canon! And then they get like 3 people to... It will be 1, that's enough. 1 person just carries me away. And then I'll need to go back to Germany and we'll explain.
Baka's the only word I choose to absorb and understand after watching anime.
The only word I need. Yes. I also stand the Baka energy.
Okay, but let's eliminate that possibility first. Makino-san, please go around to the houses near the stream. Kaitaru-san, go look near Ojago. Not Ojago.
Tifa, how?
Ojaga Lake.
Keitaru-san, go look near Ojaga Lake.
Yeah, because I just said it.
Okay, Mion, would you please run the line again?
No.
Now that we can actually listen to it.
I already said it.
Please, do it for me.
Keitaru-san, go look near Ojaga Lake.
Mion looks or sounds very dejected suddenly.
Okamura-san, you...
Mion promptly gave directions to the villagers. The adults followed them without hesitation despite her age.
We'll remain here and call up anyone we can think of on the phone. Okay, everyone, you have your orders.
Got it. The adults all roared in reply and pounded back down the stairs below.
Well, Michan, you're not only chairperson of the school, but Hinamizawa too.
Wait, what else she can do?
There's no time for jokes. Hey, step aside. This old man is using the phone.
That sounds like a euphemism for going to take a shit. No?
I'm gonna use the phone.
This old man is gonna go take the phone, if you know what I mean. She's young but has green hair, we should follow.
She's obviously main character.
Very much. Mion grinned proudly, took the receiver and got started. Reina gave Mion a trusting look, considering her dependable for doing all of this. My feelings, though, were a little more complicated since her leadership seemed to be affirming the Sonozaki family successor impression that Shion and ooishi-san had given me. Stop right there, Keiichi Maebara. None of that matters right now. The most important thing is to make sure Rika-chan and Satoko are safe. That's a new poop-amism for me. Please do, and then report back how people reacted to it.
Kelly, please watch the kids. We're gonna use the phone.
No, this old man has to go use it.
It works.
If you want to hammer it down, you tell her it's gonna be long distance. Is it still a thing? Like long distance calls? I remember when I was a kid, long distance calls still existed. But nowadays it's like, it's a phone number, right? Like, who cares?
Don't think that is still a term used, no?
Yeah. I'm showing my age here.
I'm gonna go use some roaming minutes.
Thank you, Higurashi. Thank you so much.
This works out quite well.
Let's see. Couldn't there be a clue hinting at where they might have gone somewhere in this room? Still, though, I wouldn't know what to look for anyway. If we tore the whole place apart and figured out what was different from before, we might be able to speculate, but there was nothing strange about this room and there were no clues inside. In the first place, I had never been here before. There was no way for me to know what was different if I didn't know how the room usually looked. Hey, don't give up, Keiichi Maebara. Stop thinking and start looking. For something. In search of something, I tried pulling open the dresser drawers and opened the windows. I didn't uncover anything meaningful though. Reina, also unable to stand around doing nothing, was looking around the room like I was. Reina, I don't think you'll find Rika-chan by opening the refrigerator or the cabinet underneath the sink. Are you sure though? Maybe they're warm.
I just thought they might be hiding.
Oh my god. That would be one of the most fucked up things. Like, you investigate and you check everything and the room is clean. There is no hint. But they have a mini fridge. So you open the fridge and in there is the frozen dead body of a person.
I thought you were gonna go with and in there they were hiding, but...
I don't think people generally use a fridge or freezer to hide in. Because
freezer,
it's
no.
cold.
Fridge, maybe.
Gotta stay cool somehow. Listen, if I could do the stream from inside my fridge, I would.
See? Nothing weird then.
But I would leave the door open.
But then it's gonna lose the effect.
Then I just crank it up. Indiana Jones had in a fridge once. You've never seen Indiana Jones, really? Watch the first 3 and then maybe stop watching.
I haven't seen it either.
You want to play the games?
Probably not.
I tried. As we were searching, it got noisy outside. Villagers were quickly assembling here, having heard the commotion. Of course, a lot of them were probably people Mion had called.
I'll go tell everyone what's going on. The police will be here sooner or later too. We'll need to explain the situation to Oishi.
Mion began descending the stairs and we followed her out to the front of the house. Have we checked the rest of the place? Because we've only stood in this room looking around.
Do you see how big this place is? It's not that big.
Wow. Still though, if I only go into one room...
We have looked around. Stop letting the pictures deceive you.
Sorry. Guilty. There were already around 10 adults here. And all of them looked uneasy. I suddenly noticed that the old people from the shrine were here as well, and they were praying for Riko-chan's safety, rubbing their prayer beads. This had gotten bad. This wasn't just a problem between friends anymore. Mion-chan, is it true that Riko-chan and Sadako-chan aren't anywhere to be found? The villagers all formed a ring around Mion, swarming her. Mion raised her right hand as if silently telling them to calm down.
First, let's check every house according to the town council's notification division and see if they're visiting anyone.
That's a mouthful. The town council's notification division. Is that a thing?
I'm guessing like it's at school where you have had this calling system where the teacher calls one and then you go down the list with everyone calling someone.
Is that still a thing nowadays? Because I would imagine data protection laws prohibit that.
Well, I think emails nowadays and chats.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Kind of gets rid of that,
Yeah.
but back then that wasn't really a thing. So you had the phone calling
Yeah, true.
tree.
I would still think phone calls rather than an email, because how often do you check your emails?
I want to say nowadays people check their emails every day, probably.
Yeah,
especially when you're at school.
What good? Yeah, fair enough. If I know I should check for something, then I do it more regularly.
Like nowadays everything is done on laptops and stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
After all, they could be fast asleep at someone's house and totally unaware that we're looking for them.
It would definitely be hard for someone to wake up Rika-chan if she had eaten a good full meal and fallen asleep like a kitten afterwards. I get the really cute image that this invokes. Like, imagine if she curls up like a cat. And then she also murmurs in her sleep.
So cute.
Kind of like you do. Sometimes.
Only thing I do more frequently than check emails is ignore calls from unknown numbers.
You know it.
But back then, unknown numbers weren't really a thing either.
Every number was unknown.
Yeah, but you would see the number on the screen.
No, even back then you could suppress that.
I don't even remember.
Oh, how nice it would be if that were the case.
I don't want to think about this, but it's also possible something bad has happened.
Mion's face grew remarkably more grim and a wave of silence washed over the adults. We should divide up the work too. We'll go around to all the places we went last night while looking for the mayor. We'll go look around the dam construction site as best as we can. You guys go search around the school. Right. Let's get a move on. Come on, let's go.
All of you were up all night looking for the mayor. I know you're all low on sleep, but please do your best.
Got it. With that as their signal, the adults scattered in every direction, like cicadas. I figured I should scatter somewhere as well, so I started walking unsteadily in a direction no one else had gone in.
They can be all unknown if I don't learn the numbers, that is also very true.
Good
but
point.
back then, you know a lot of the landline numbers from the top of your head? I still know
No, I didn't.
my old landline numbers. I knew the ones from 4 friends. My grandfather, my grandmother, my favorite pizza place. And a couple of them I still know. And with mobile numbers, I only know my own. I don't even know yours.
I only ever remembered my home number and my grandparents.
Now, with landline numbers, it somehow seemed easier back then.
To this day, I I can recall my grandparents' house phone number. Because they still have the same one. Actually, never had a landline growing up.
Oh, that is rare.
Why did the music get all dramatic suddenly?
A little bit. I think most people had a landline like around the 90s.
Yeah, I mean most, but not everybody.
Yeah.
And nowadays, when you have a landline, it's like, you have a landline number? Who uses that? How do I call you when you're not at home? I was getting farther and farther from people. I didn't feel scared or anything, though. If someone were made to disappear, Shion and I should be first. It would have been perfectly normal for me to be scared of the dark. However, I didn't feel that way. Why was that? It was because tonight someone had already disappeared. So nobody else would disappear tonight. It would take some time before I, exhausted as I was, would feel guilty at the cause of my own selfish sense of relief. Did he just spoiler the episode for us? Abrupt cut of music. Got your man to teach me the history of landlines. Good. Important. That's a really nice shot.
Yes, it is.
Oh, music is back. Suddenly my vision cleared and cold wind caressed my body. And this was the hill from which you could see the whole village.
How high up are they?
Looking down from this hill I could see lights on here and there and knew that the entire village had awoken from its slumber. First Takano-san and Tomitake-san, then the mayor, and now even Rika-chan and Satoko had been sacrificed, and word of it was spreading everywhere. The strength in my knees left me. This could no longer be a joke. We could have found them. Mion would have told me I was a worrywart, Reina would just be glad we did, and they would have smiled at me. My hopes disappeared as if I were awakening from a dream. That was the view I could see That was what the view I could see was telling me. Following my knees, my arms both bent forward onto the ground and I clawed at it with my nails. I couldn't figure out if I was feeling sorrow or frustration. Is this my fault? I couldn't endure the burden of my own sin and I had just told Rika-chan about it. They had nothing to do with it, but Rika-chan, even Satoko, had been sacrificed. It was like a cross that Shion and I would each have to bear the weight of until we ourselves were erased. Well, if I'm going that far, then the problem started long before that. My original sin of breaking taboo and entering the ritual storehouse without asking. I knew I shouldn't have gone in there from the start. Yet I lost out to cheap curiosity. And felt so angry at myself until this very moment. There was a crunching sound. I wasn't even interested in who made the noise, despondent as I was. That's how you die.
Keiichi-kun? Keiichi-kun, are you okay?
It was Reina. Perhaps my clawing at the ground made it look as though I was having stomach pains. She ran over and rubbed my back to make me feel better. This is all my fault. It's because of me. It's my fault.
They were all woken by the sound of dial and the internet powering on. All of the do 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 do.
It's 87, so possible.
Beep, beep.
Thank you, dial-up Tifa. You pronounce it Reina like Reina, which means queen in Spanish.
Oh.
I know. No, I didn't.
I totally did that on purpose.
But it would have been really cool if that was the case, because I mean, look at her.
She can be queen.
This version of her can be.
Keiichi-kun's fault? You didn't do anything wrong. Please don't blame yourself for this.
I could tell Reina was doing her best to choose the right words out of consideration for me. That's why I could sense her intent behind those words. Keiichi-kun, you know why Rika-chan and Satoko-chan disappeared, don't you? That's what she really meant to say? Because it was an emergency, Reina had ignored the reason why I wanted to make sure Rika-chan was safe, but now that it actually confirmed her disappearance, it was only natural Reina would start to wonder about why. However, with the situation having gone this far, I couldn't possibly tell her now. I didn't want to admit that Rika-chan and Satoko had disappeared, but I couldn't let Reina disappear either.
Keiichi-kun, if you stay here out there in the wind, you'll catch a cold.
Reina sat down, bringing her eyes level with mine.
They told us that children should go back home to sleep.
Reina showed me her watch as she said that. It was long past 1 in the morning. Time was passing too quickly. I had been crawling around here for that long.
If we don't sleep soon, we'll have trouble getting up for school tomorrow. Even the adults are really worn out since they were up searching for the mayor last night too. They were saying they'd break up a little earlier tonight.
I was a little upset that they weren't all allotting as much time as... I was a little upset that they weren't allotting as much time to this as they had to search for a mayor last night, but it was something I, the cause of everything, had no right to criticize them for.
I mean, you can only go on for so long.
Yeah, once you fall asleep standing, there's no point in looking. Like, you're not helping anybody at this point.
It's alright. The police arrived a little while ago. Look, there's police cars coming into the village right now.
Hearing the remark, I looked down at the village to see that there were indeed more cars than one would normally expect at this hour, coming from the darkness on the other side of the mountain. However, none of the emergency lights were on. Of course, the sirens weren't wailing either. That's right. All of the incidents that occurred right after Watanagashi were seen as the product of Oyashiro-sama's curse and would be handled in secrecy. Rika-chan and Satoko too. The disappearance would end up exactly like the other serial incidents in the past. Surreptitious, unresolved, declared a mystery, and disappear from memory. Rika-chan's face, her sweet face like a Western doll's, would fade away. Satoko's smile, her energetic, fanged smile, would fade away. The more I tried to remember them, the less I would be able to. I deserved to be called an idiot dozens of times over, and it wouldn't be enough. I couldn't hold back the tears at my own sheer stupidity.
I don't know what you're blaming yourself for, Keiichi-kun, but you should stop.
I wasn't about to deny it. I couldn't. Even so, I couldn't affirm it either. I wanted to at least keep Reina out of this. If she found out, she would become involved. Please, Reina, could you just leave me alone? Even if I went home, I wouldn't be able to sleep. If I couldn't get to sleep, then I at least wanted to search for Rika-chan and Satoko until I collapsed. The entire village was looking, and yet they still hadn't been found. I don't think I'd be able to find them if I went looking alone at this point. Still, I had to do it. They disappeared because of me. I couldn't possibly go to sleep while the others are out there searching. I had said that to myself in self-deprecation, but I soon realized that Reina was silently trying to find the meaning in my mumblings. I realized I had misspoke.
It's Keiichi-kun's fault? Why do you think that? Why?
That can't be. Keiichi-kun, you're not at fault. I was happy that Reina said these things to me, but she only did so because she didn't know the truth. If she knew that everything had been caused by my breaking taboo on the night of Watanagashi, then even Reina would curse my existence. However, I can't allow for those curses. That would mean confessing my own crimes to Reina. If I spilled even one word of having snuck into the ritual storehouse on the night of Watanagashi, then even Reina could disappear tomorrow night. The gentle, spirited, always joking, always hawing, but at a time like this, the most dependable person in the world, Reina might disappear. I don't want that. What I do want, though, is some more cold beverages.
I'd immediately become the antagonist if someone messed with my sleep. Very understandable.
Sleep is very important.
That's the origin story.
So how did you become a villain? I didn't get sleep.
And everyone would get it.
Yeah, if you get sleep deprived for too long, that's gonna change you.
Yeah, that messes with
Even
you.
if the worst thing is, even if you don't realize. Like there was a time where I slept really bad for a couple of months, and that got to me. And then eventually I made my sleeping a bit better, and after just a few days I could feel a difference. Like it's crazy how something
Relief.
so insignificant seeming can make such a huge difference. Oh well.
And so will this break.
Yes.
BRB. We're back.
We are.
Also, your body can even eat your bone marrow if you're sleep deprived enough.
SOS, Army medical exam done on me. That's crazy. I did not know that.
Same.
So maybe you want to get better at sleeping, Tifa?
Starting when does that happen? Just asking.
Asking for a friend. The friend is Tifa.
But I want to say that you have to be very far in for that.
You have to get more sleep. That marrow is important. Yeah.
I do think you need it.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't think that stuff comes back, right? Like bone marrow usually doesn't regrow, I think.
I do not know actually.
I'm not going to Google that because that's another thing that's going to get me on the list, and I do not need to be on it.
Why? That's a normal question to Google.
No. No, it isn't. After about 200 continuous days of 2 hours or less.
Okay, yeah.
So how bad were you in your high school days? The fact that you have to think about it.
I got some more sleep in between that.
What is one other list?
No, right, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It's just gone, you have to receive transplants.
Ew.
Because I do know it's transplant, or like marrow transplants are a thing.
Yes. And they're also painful as fuck.
That I've heard as well.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully I never had to have one done, but yeah. But is it as painful as having your friends killed because you're stupid? Let's find out. I don't know. That was not a good segue.
But let's get more of 2 hours of sleep a night in 200 days. I think that's a good goal.
Yes, that does sound like something worth living for. I don't want that. Where am I clicking? Okay.
Probably not in the game.
Really, Sherlock? Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Well, it didn't look like you knew, because you still kept clicking.
I don't want that. Anything but that. This time, I need to bear my own cross. Alone.
Keiichi-kun, I know that you always have your friends in your heart. I can really understand feeling like you want to kick yourself. Reina knows, though, that it's not Keiichi-kun's fault. You didn't do anything wrong, Keiichi-kun, and I know that.
You know that. The shivering in my veins rushed up my back and replaced the sorrow in my heart with fear. I didn't tell her anything, did I? Maybe I accidentally said something that caused Reina to figure it out? This is bad. Now Reina will disappear, Reina will disappear, Reina will disappear. Then Reina, the same way as I always did, grabbed my hand and began to pat it roughly.
Keiichi-kun, are you thinking that Reina might disappear now too? Because of Oyashiro-sama's curse?
I swear to Oyashiro-sama, if we're gonna have a breakdown and she's gonna be all cute and Reina-like, and then, just like that was a good snap, she's gonna do the thing, and she's gonna be all creepy and scary, I'm gonna piss my pants on stream.
Please don't. Also, you snapped.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks, Oyashiro-sama. She puts more force into the hand rubbing my head.
You don't need to worry about that. Reina isn't going anywhere. I promise.
Why? How can you say that with such confidence? I mean, someone's been sacrificed every night so far. There was no proof that it wouldn't happen again tomorrow night. There was even less proof after all that the sacrifice wouldn't be Reina. I don't care who you are. Just please, if you're going to erase someone, erase me first. Please stop cruelly getting rid of people we're close to, like the mayor for Shion and Rika-chan and Satoko for me.
How about we have a sleepover?
Shion's hysterical shouting came back to mind. They must be planning to kill us last of all. They're not killing the first people who come to mind. They start by killing those we're close to. And then after they've caused us so much pain, they'll kill us? That must be what they're doing. Reina, please don't disappear. Please don't, as long as I'm still here. I could no longer conceal the sobs welling up within me.
Come on, Keiichi-kun. Crying doesn't suit you. Let's go back to the others. The housewives are cooking some miso soup for us. It will warm you up and calm you down.
Reina prompted me to stand. I didn't have the energy to oppose her, so I stood as she urged me to. We returned to the shrine grounds to find several gas stoves there with miso soup in big pots. Many villagers there sipped at the soup they were given in dead, stony silence. Their expressions were absolutely exhausted. Everyone had just been running around the village until a little while ago.
Is being the new stream meta? No. No.
No.
It is not.
Not on Twitch.
Not yet, I guess.
I mean, you only get to hear what the camera, what the microphones pick up, and you only get to see what's in the camera frame. So, do you ever really know what's happening outside of this?
That is also true, I suppose. That somehow makes it worse.
And that summoned Motonard, funnily enough. Hello, Motonard. Happy Sunday.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I hope you're feeling better than Groundhog.
Oh, hi, Motonard. I've been... oh my god. And here I thought you just lived in this one room I've been lied to.
I want to say that does kind of apply because we spent the majority of our time in this one room, yeah.
We don't live in this room, but we come alive in this room.
That's deep.
There you go.
That is deep.
I know, right? Philosophical AF.
Been better?
Nah. Definitely better than Groundhog. No COVID this time. I'm happy you don't have COVID. Sorry that you have something else. That get some rest as much as you can.
Cup of tea, maybe.
Yeah.
Even if it's hot, a cup of tea always does the trick.
Are you saying Jack and Tifa don't live in a void of shining circles? Maybe?
We have a big, like these LED wall screens from the future.
I think the void works better.
Or that.
Yeah. Yes, it's a void. Now we've been found out. We actually don't live in Germany. We live in the void. Something like that. I just got back from a 2-hour walk and can already feel a blister. I'm sorry.
Those can be so annoying. But it's that kind of day, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently for everybody. This Sunday kind of sucks, doesn't it? Rest your feet as much as you can. Don't pop the blister. That's what Tifa likes doing. Despite being told many times that's not something you should be doing.
I don't like to pop the blisters. I just like playing with them because they're like jiggly. That's different. I want to, but I do not pop blisters. Even it wasn't better. I felt that was better.
No, you didn't give it the right energy because I'm pretty sure I can hear that. It's like likes doing. Tifa, that might be even worse. Yeah. That's why every time I go to a first aid course refresher, when you eventually talk about blisters of all kinds, because that's part of a first aid training, I tell her everything that I've been told again.
I've had my own first aid courses, you know?
Tifa, you've shown so many times that you have a very selective way of picking up information. This smile is not helping you.
It's like with a waterbed, you know?
Tifa, blisters on a person are not like a waterbed. It's not the same.
I don't like playing with my blisters. I just enjoy the way they feel is not an option I've been exposed to.
It's Tifa, and that's why she gets stung by all the mosquitoes. It's karma.
It probably is.
But
somehow.
So just so that you know, if you ever have blisters, don't go near Tifa, because she'll want to touch them.
I only play with my own blisters.
Can you stop talking?
I'm just saying, I don't feel the need to play with other people's blisters.
Oh, you do? No, Tifa, we know you're lying. You do feel the need. You just have the self-restraint not to.
No. I'm being completely honest here. I will repeat, I do not feel the need to play with other people's blisters. So your blisters are safe as well, Martin.
I love how you say that, and like you put your back into it and you come forward to the camera. Like anything you just said makes it better.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Hell no.
I don't feel the need, but it doesn't mean I won't.
That's the quiet part that you didn't say out loud.
I will not. Do not worry.
How I interpret it? Yeah. Everybody did that.
Blisters are safe. I just like to jiggle them.
That's also why she doesn't want me to go to the gym, so that she can keep jiggling me. I mean, I hope you wouldn't cross an ocean to play with someone else's blisters.
I'll just have Jack wear bad shoes.
That wasn't a no. I don't know what to say.
For all the things I would cross an ocean for, I don't think that's it.
What about 2 blisters?
Like double jiggle?
Yeah.
No.
Next to each other so that you can do the...
No.
6 blisters, like a 6-pack. So you go whoop, whoop, whoop. On both sides.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Just kidding.
I'm trying so hard not to throw up. Tifa has become like the hungry tiger. He'll never eat that baby, but he really is interested in the idea of it. And we're back to cannibalism.
No. I just like playing with my own blisters. Don't worry, everyone. I'm also not popping them, even though that I really do want to do.
You do realize every time you repeat that line, it's not like you get out of a grave you shoveled yourself, you still dig deeper.
I don't feel like I'm digging a grave. I'm just trying to make clear.
Oh, a hole then.
I'm just saying. It is how it is.
You're reinforcing the sides of a grave. Yeah, we got the message, Tifa.
Well, there you go then.
It's so easy to say. Martinat, I hate blisters too. They're bullshit. Why does the human body not evolve past the need to get blisters?
I mean, everyone hates blisters. I don't like having blisters either. It hurts. It's annoying. It's painful.
But if you have them...
Exactly. But it's not like you aim for it.
That was the cheapest bait I could throw out there. Just so much fun. Back to the dreary faces, because I think I regret getting... It's not your fault, Martinat. That started there. Like right here.
I don't think I started this.
Was it Psycho?
I'm pretty sure it was Psycho.
From the dreary looks on their faces, though, I assumed they hadn't come up with anything yet. Bruh. When in doubt?
Kei-chan, where did you go? I was worried you disappeared too.
Anyways, Rika, Satoko and Vermeer haven't been seen for hours. Lol. Something like that. Sorry. Mion held out some miso soup for me, but I refused the offer. I didn't have much of an appetite.
Mi-chan, how is it? Did you find any clues?
Mion took a sip of her soup, her expression frank.
None at all. School ended and they went home. Then the two of them went somewhere on their bicycles. Moreover, nobody ever saw them riding their bikes, so...
When it gets dark out in Hinamizawa, people quickly vanish from the streets. Aside from the adults hurrying back home from town in cars and on bicycles, it was normal to see absolutely nobody walking around outside. It wasn't at all strange that nobody had seen Rika-chan or Satoko riding their bikes.
It was the same last night with the mayor. There's no hope.
Only despair. Certified kobold. I don't feel like there is any other way to stream a game like Higurashi. Because if you're playing through a game like this and you do it without an audience, then yeah, unless you're us who goes on wild tangents at anything, I think you're gonna keep being in the moment and you're gonna keep going. But if you...
I mean, it's with any game, isn't it?
Yeah. Like... Yeah. No, yes. There's always something that pulls you back into reality that you're doing this. Does that make sense?
It does. I sort my moss by taste. Wait, what?
What? Wait, what?
You're moss.
The only other personality types I can think of is... I've got to solve this mystery. Oh my god, it's too scary for me.
It sounds like Jack.
Excuse you?
No hope, only genocide jail. That's gonna be the answer in the end.
Nah, I'm very squarely in the story of a game that we're playing through can completely pull me in, and we're still doing this. Like, I want to know it, I want to get to the end, but at the same time, like, I also exist in this plane of existence outside of the game, and I cannot like fully give up one or the other. Press A. No. So Tifa, how's... Mion's pathetic tone pricked my nerves, but that anger quickly subsided. She'd been doing all sorts of things to try and find Rika-chan until just a second ago. If I asked her, she'd probably say she was up all night. Last night too, looking for the mayor, wouldn't she? She must have been far more fatigued than I was. Besides, what about me? I had spent the time hunched over in indecision all alone. I had no right to say anything about Mion.
Kei-chan, I know it's hard, but let's turn in for the night. We just decided we should break up the search for now. Drink this and let's call it quits.
Is this the end?
Oh no, of course not. Once it's bright out again, we'll do a thorough search with the police's help. They could have gone to Okinomiya too. People are even saying we should go through all of Shishibone City investigating whether there are any witnesses for both the girls and the mayor. Anyway, what happened, Kei-chan? Where did you go off to? You vanished all of a sudden, I was really worried.
Suddenly I was on the receiving end, but I didn't have the willpower to respond. Sorry, I'll be more careful.
Nothing happened? There wasn't anyone suspicious spying on or stalking you? Nothing like that?
Mion demanded with a serious expression. I was being criticized for how inconsiderate I had been. Despite being in so much pain, I was frustrated that I was being criticized, but it was my sin. My sin, and I must bear it alone. Nothing. I'll be careful either way. Sorry. Mion, now aware that nothing had happened, heaved a big sigh with her shoulders, looking relieved. So relieved, she vanished.
Well, there was this old guy in a wheelchair, but the audience couldn't see him.
But I could see him as Keiichi Maebara, so I did the one thing that I somehow felt was the most important part. I grabbed the handles of a wheelchair and I pushed him over the edge of a cliff.
He's still gonna be there.
Why is Ooishi here? I don't like chapter 2 Ooishi. Wow. Where did that energy come from?
Well, I don't know. That's how I read the ara.
I mean, same every single time.
The only way you hear it is the ara.
Yeah, I've never not heard it in a way that is borderline sexual.
Yeah.
Is that a trope that just happened, or is that the horniness of the internet that made that happen? Also, now, thank you, Dark Lord. Also, screw you, Dark Lord. Because now I'm looking at ooishi-san and in my mind he's going, ara, ara, ara. Da. Not my cup of tea. No, my. I knew I smelled something good coming from over here. I'd be much obliged if you'd allow me to have some.
I think Keiichi needs sleep.
The energy suddenly. I find it funny because I got Ara Ara from Aria, where it's said by the sweetest lady in existence. Okay, doesn't ring a bell.
Same.
Maybe we should watch that to bonk ourselves into that kind of territory.
Still have a lot to watch.
We heard the repulsive voice of a fat man. It was ooishi-san, trailed by a handful of police officers. He was acting energetically in a way unfitting given the situation.
There's not much left, but you can have some if you want.
Mia didn't like ooishi-san very much. Her cold attitude, though, didn't seem to bother ooishi-san in the slightest. It was like splashing water in a frog's face. I've never heard that expression before. Isn't that a nice thing to do?
That's because he's not bothered. You can't really bother a frog, I guess, by splashing water on it.
I've never tried.
I mean, same. I can imagine it's still annoying for the frog if he's just chilling there and someone keeps splashing water on him.
I know, right? I could go into the water myself, Ribbit. I'm sitting on the dry land for a reason.
But I get what they're trying to say.
Now I thought of cute little frogs and now I'm crying again. Well, no. Miso soup leftovers have a bit too much salt for my taste. Confound it. Would you all like any? Leave the frogs alone. Exactly. Like if a frog looks thirsty, then give it some water, but don't just go splash it. Don't be a dick to frogs. He recommended it to his subordinates, but everyone gave dry smiles and refused.
So, have the police gotten hold of any clues?
Rena's smile was warm enough to replace the miso soup. Don't you worry, little missy. Everything's fine. We're searching for them real good. Why is he such a piece of shit in this chapter? He didn't say a word about having found any new clues. In other words, there had been no progress. That sure was an annoying way of beating around the bush. In any case, it really has gotten late. All you youngsters should get on home and get some sleep. It'll be bad for your health otherwise. Listen to Ranger's story from earlier about the bone marrow.
He'll start losing bone marrow. Yeah. Kei-chan, Reina, get some rest. These guys get our tax money. They'll handle it from here from us.
What a kind, non-offensive way to speak to a police officer. We're taxpayers too, you know. I feel like a soba noodle chef eating my own soba. I wasn't really in the mood for laughter. In fact, Ooishi-san was the only one laughing like an idiot.
Okay, seriously, please do your best. Let's go home, Keiichi-kun. It will be harder to wake up tomorrow if we don't.
Yes, that's right. I can always bring you home if you need. Kuma-chan, why don't you bring the car around? No thanks. We came on our bicycles, so... No need to worry. We came in a truck. We'll just throw the bikes in the back. We may have gotten pretty sleepy, but we just needed to ride home at this point. I didn't want to bother the police like that. Reina, however, nodded.
Yeah, people are missing, kids are getting missing, and then you want to drive or cycle home at night by yourself.
Let's cycle through the dark in a small group.
When they could just give you a ride.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you insist, we'd appreciate it.
Wait a minute. Is it ooishi-san making them disappear? Because then getting into that truck right now is the dumbest move possible.
Nah. It's probably safer than if we went back alone.
When I thought about it carefully, I realized that Reina's idea was extremely rational. Now that it's decided, let's get a move on, shall we?
Okay, bye. Good night. Reina, Kei-chan?
We're gonna end up dead in that truck.
Especially now we wouldn't end up dead.
Yeah.
That would be very suspicious.
Just you wait.
Yeah. Mi-chan, you go to bed soon too, okay? Good night.
I waved my hand as well, saying goodbye. Rika-chan and Satoko still hadn't been found. My unease, however, was steadily being pushed away by sleepiness. Reina showed the police where our bikes were so that ooishi-san could haul them up into their truck. He prompted us to get into the back seat. Oh god, not that shot again. Nothing good ever happens when we see this picture. I could hear the springs squeaking as I sat down onto a seat that would normally hurt my rear end, but at this point it was very soft and was more than comfortable enough for me to fall asleep on. Lunch with my littles. Ranger, thank you for being here. Thank you for the lurk, if you can still hear us. Much love to everybody.
Give him a hug. Have a sandwich for me too.
The air-conditioned truck. I hope this one is air-conditioned too. Ladies first. We'll start with the little Mrs. house. Where do you live?
Thank you. My house is, well... Guess we fell asleep.
Reina's voice slowly grew distant. I felt myself being sucked into a void of sleep. Hello? Maebara-san. Are you asleep back there? When I came to, it was quiet. The car was parked. Ooishi-san was giving me light slaps to the cheek. It didn't feel good at all, so I woke up immediately. I'm sorry, I just fell asleep. Something was being held right under my nose. A clump of metal. It was a can of coffee. For a second I thought it was gonna be a gun. Oh, come on. With all that's already happened?
Why are you so distrusting of Ooishi?
Because he's being set up as the bad guy in this chapter.
Yeah, but he hasn't done anything. He's trying to get to some point.
Is he though?
I think so.
It's lukewarm by now, but cafe au lait is good even at room temperature. See, everybody agrees except for you.
It's better when it's hot.
It's also nice when it's cold.
Nah.
Oh, thanks. I mechanically took the can and opened the pull top. The feeling of a warm, sweet liquid going down my throat awakened my sleepy mind. When my drowsiness receded, I started wanting to know why the car was stopped and why I was offered coffee. Ooishi-san, who had been in the driver's seat, had at some point moved to the back. Suddenly, I had a very bad feeling about this. It reminded me of a questioning yesterday at the library.
Oh, that was only yesterday, true.
It was already too late by the time I realized I'd made a mistake. Today, of all days, it didn't look like I would be getting away. I had a feeling that until Ooishi-san heard what he wanted to, he wouldn't be letting me go. Please, don't get all formal on me. I'm not going to eat you or anything. Maebara-san. Ooishi-san gulped down the last of his coffee, then stretched wide, showing me how relaxed he was. Why does this give me the energy of...
I don't think so.
You know, it would have worked if you didn't put your head further back when I put my arm there. Really? That bad impression of a yawn did you in?
I've been yawning the entire time.
The true curse of oyashiro-sama. That, however, only served to heighten my nervousness. What do you need from me? Need? No, nothing really. Going to avoid questions at this point. What deeply unreadable man. Well, I don't need you for anything. I just thought that you might need something from me, Maebara-san. I don't need anything. Oh, I see. Really? Are you sure there's nothing? That laugh. It's disgusting. There's only one side door in the back seat of his truck. In other words, my only exit was blocked off by ooishi-san. I couldn't get away. I could only limply hang my head and maintain my silence. Ooishi-san, despite my reticence, relaxed and began smoking a cigarette. The crash of the insects outside seemed to be growing longer and longer to an amount of time that almost seemed infinite. I was sure that you had something you want to talk to me about. Ooishi-san exhaled a puff of smoke. The windows were open, but the tobacco smoke still accumulated inside the vehicle. How much did ooishi-san know? What did he know and what did he want to hear from me? If finding out the truth made you disappear, then if I told him, would ooishi-san disappear too? I had a feeling that I didn't need to worry about that in this case. I wonder how all this ended up happening. Ooishi-san addressed me in a low tone as if he was talking to himself. How all this ended up happening? How the hell should I know? That was what I wanted to know. You know Jiro Tomitake-san and Mio Takano-san, right? I know you do, because I personally witnessed you with them during the festival along with Shion Sonozaki-san. Do you know how Tomitake-san and Takano-san are doing now? I hope Keiichi doesn't just go... but actually gives him more than that, because... oh boy. They've actually, well, passed away. They met very untimely deaths. Ooishi-san probably played that card in order to surprise me. However, I already knew and didn't display the extreme reaction he expected. Which is also weird, by the way, because if you pretend like this is the first time you heard that two people you knew got killed, wouldn't you react to that?
Yeah, but he's not acting like he knew. Or he didn't know.
I didn't... sorry, would you not have an extreme reaction if somebody you knew was murdered?
Yeah, but he's not pretending that he didn't know already.
Yes, which is why I just rephrased my question. Would you not have an extreme reaction then?
Yes, but I don't think I get you.
If the police grabbed me and told me, hey, you know those two people from work? They're dead, they've been killed. I wouldn't be like, oh no. I'd be like, I would be freaking out.
Yeah, but not if you already knew.
Yes, exactly.
That's the point here. He already knows.
Yes,
he's not
but if I want to act,
he doesn't know.
But if I want to act natural, shouldn't I freak out? I guess what I'm trying to say is that Keiichi, the 15-year-old, is a bad actor.
I don't think Keiichi is trying to pretend he doesn't know here. In this village, everyone knows these things anyway, so why do you need to pretend you don't know?
Then I'm just confused about why he's choosing to act this way.
Because I wish he doesn't know he doesn't know.
This is way too meta for me. I know that you know that I think I know that you might know.
It's not public knowledge, technically, but in this village, everyone talks.
Well, this is Ooishi for you. He knows his stuff. Yeah.
That's also true.
It's not a great way of manipulating people into giving you information, but there are ways where you can phrase things and just their reaction alone will tell you everything you need to know. This is one of those moments, I think. It's another way of making Keiichi show his hand. It implies that ooishi-san knows that Keiichi isn't telling him something. Exactly, and it seems to me like he's falling directly into that trap.
Yeah, but we've already been called out on that. So he knows.
But why keep up the charade then?
He's trying to make us stop.
What's this? Did you already know? Unfortunately, for this question in particular, remaining silent was equivalent to saying yes. Oh, so then did you also know? The reason Tomitake-san and Takano-san were cursed like that? Like that, they yawned themselves to death. People are saying that apparently they went into some forbidden building. The storehouse for ritual implements. That forbidden shed sealing away Hinamizawa's bloodstained past. Where the mistake that started it all happened. Do you know about the rumors that say the mayor and Rika Furuta-san were cursed because of that too?
And how can there already be rumors about Rika?
Even if there isn't, if you say that and you react a certain way...
Also, what about Satoko?
It's all mind games.
What's the rumor about her?
Satoko's just cursed. Everybody knows that. Alle wissen das. German for everybody knows that. That would mean it was mine and Shion's fault. He was right. As soon as we revealed what we did, what did they call it? A ritual storehouse? Saying it was bad luck. The lock it had been... Why can't I read this line? They're saying it was bad luck. The lock to it had been replaced by a simpler one, which made it easier for thieves to get inside. What? This was news to me. Until last year, it apparently had these big bars and a huge padlock on it. I mean, you know, ever since the priest and his wife passed away, Rika Furuta-san has been managing the place, right? Apparently, she talked to the mayor, saying she wanted them replaced with a lighter, more simple padlock because the bars were too heavy for her. I didn't know anything about those big bars he was talking about, but the lock had certainly been a simple one. It was a pretty cheap one too, and it didn't really fit my impression of what a lock for a place you'd store something as important as ritual implements would look like. Rika is a small girl after all. The bars were heavy with rust and they must have caused her a lot of trouble. So the mayor hired a craftsman and replaced the lock with a simple padlock so she could open it with a key. Also,
okay, so
we did learn all of this during the tips.
That is true. Now that you mention it.
Which confuses me even more, like, are the tips canon? Did we talk about this before?
Yeah, every single time. They are.
Okay, but who, in the case of the notebooks, I'm guessing, because to me it always felt like, I don't know, for some dumb reason I thought Keiichi is reading those. So I guess the idea was that when we read the excerpts from very clearly Mio, Takano-san's notebook, it was like either we were like, we as the player, we were there when she was writing them or reading them to herself.
Unless we're actually seeing
confused
conversations, I'm not assuming Keiichi is reading them. I just see it as
so we as the player
throwing
get a lot more information than Keiichi does.
tidbits of information at us, yeah.
Being that the game puts you into Keiichi's perspective so much, that really throws me off. Like I'm beginning to feel like I have two memories of things. You know, the one that Keiichi actually witnessed and the one that I thought Keiichi should have witnessed because of the tips. Like the whole Satoko lived with Rika-chan thing.
Besides, the game repeats things more often, so...
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking about this now. Exactly because of that. Because all of this was in a tip. Are there people that skip all the tips?
I probably would.
You would...
If I just start playing this game...
Get that shit-eating grin off your face.
I would probably read it at like the end.
I'm sorry, that just... If you Google human troll face, it was that. That was the original problem officer face. Exactly that. Yeah. 100%. Who chooses...
I'm mainly messing with you.
I can't always tell, that's my problem. Who chooses to play a game like Higurashi, which is 100% story, and then go, yeah, I'm not gonna read the tips. Like, you choose to read a visual novel. Why skip that part?
I want to say it depends on the tips, because with like, I was gonna say No Game No Life, with Zero Time Dilemma.
Yeah.
Those golden things annoyed the heck out of me.
It's because you're a hater.
I would skip, after reading a couple, I would skip all of them.
I can just repeat my previous statement. The thing is though that the golden files, or gold files, whatever, I think the game specifically tells you from the beginning, read those later. Don't do that now.
No, I don't think it did.
Yeah, it did.
I don't think so.
Then it was somebody telling us, but then I'm confusing my memories. You can't skip the tip. Yes, we can, and apparently some people would. Not sure that tips are directly informing characters diegetically about these things. Yeah.
I think unless you actually see a conversation, like when Ooishi is in the office, I would say it's not like a directing. It's just to give you info and background info to piece things together, but it's not something for Keiichi. Unless Keiichi is having a conversation, as he sometimes has.
But, hear me out. If you have the tips, then why also have the same information in the main story of a game?
Because not everyone checks the tips.
Then why have the tips?
To give you more information if you want it.
But the majority...
Why are we overthinking the tips?
Because the majority of the tips are just being repeated through the main story.
Not always. There have been...
The majority.
I don't even want to say the majority.
Well... Because these characters have to learn these informations too. Yeah, but...
Less than half, maybe.
But why... I don't hate it because, you know, it gives the writer or writers the option to get extra scenes out of this, where it flows naturally versus like here it's just exposition.
Okay, so for what Jack's trying to say, from now on we're skipping the tips.
No. I'm gonna skip you if you keep that up.
Well, then we already have an answer and it doesn't matter, does it?
I'm sorry, I was trying to have a conversation with you.
Yeah, press A.
No. The reason to doubt tips would not be that they are presented, but depending on the origin. Like, some tips openly say, this is from a tabloid.
Yeah, but Jack is stuck on who's reading.
And those throw me off the most, because who's reading that? But apparently, I need to get into my mind, just because we spend 99% of a game as Keiichi. When we do the tips, it's not necessarily Keiichi, it's just us as the player witnessing other things that exist in the universe.
I want to say yes.
If only you had said that earlier. Just like I always said, these are like a multiverse of story.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So, how does that mean it was bad luck?
If only I thought of that before.
Here's what I'm saying. Thieves couldn't get in with the old tight lock. The mayor and Rika-san replaced it with a cheap lock and key on their own, so thieves broke into it. Apparently, that's how it's going down. That explanation's a bit... Letting that slide, certain members of the village delivered punishment upon the thieves who stole into the virtual storehouse, as well as the mayor and Rika-san who changed the lock. At least, those are the whispers that seem to be going around. Maebara-san. What do you think? What do I think? I don't really know what you mean by certain members of a village. Are you familiar with the three families? Representatives from each of them gave short addresses at the Watanagashi festival's opening ceremony. Did you see them? I came part way through the festival, so I don't really. The three families are the oldest families in Hinamizawa. To give actual names, the Kimiyoshi family, the Sonozaki family and the Furude family. They each have quite the lineage, it seems. Long ago it said that everything in the village was decided by a council of the three families. The Kimiyoshi family? Old man Kimiyoshi, meaning the mayor's family. The Sonozaki family was Mion's. So the Furude family was Rika-chan's family then? After the war, the Sonozaki family quickly expanded their influence. Practically speaking, after leading the fight against the construction during the dam conflict, they jumped to the top of the hierarchy in Hinamizawa. You see, though in accordance with the old ways, they still decide important village matters only after consulting with the three families. That's why the leaders of the three families each had their own address at the start of Watanagashi. In other words, the mayor, the old lady currently in charge of the Sonozaki family, and the last remaining member of the Furude family, Rika-san. Also, wouldn't that mean that if the Sonozaki family went full Yakuza and got rid of the mayor and Rika, they are the sole pillar of power left in good old Onigafuchi village?
Well, no, because the mayor's family is still there. Only the Furude family will be gone.
Yeah, I forgot that there was a younger Kimiyoshi calling us.
But if that's the price they need to pay for betrayal.
Yeah, I guess. I'm so confused. So, I heard that the Sonozaki family was pretty high up there, but so Rika-chan's family was just as old? Well, as you're aware, she has no relatives at all. In reality, the Furude family holds pretty much no influence. However, it seems like people gravitate towards Rika-san on a personal level, and I hear that many of the village's elderly have blind faith in her. It was certainly true that Rika-chan had an odd sort of charisma amongst the elderly. What do you mean elderly? Everybody starts melting the moment she puts on the moe. That's been a thing the entire time, not just with older people.
Yeah, but older people have been mentioned before.
I guess. So, what are you telling me about all this free family stuff for? Oyashiro-san paused for emphasis, lighting another cigarette. I've explained a lot, but I suppose it's still not enough. I'm asking because I don't understand. Oishi gave me a dry, meaningful grin and blew out another big puff of smoke. Members of the three families are disappearing one after the other. That's what I'm talking about. I've read that it's based on some kind of old traditions inherent in Hinamizawa, but I don't know much beyond that. I don't know anything about it either. That's why I'm asking. The leaders of the Kimiyoshi and Furude families have disappeared, so maybe the leader of the Sonozaki family will disappear next. Well, it's just a random idea bouncing on my head at the moment. Just kidding, really. But the leader of the Sonozaki family, who is it? The current leader is the old lady at the main house, but it wouldn't be incorrect to say that practically all the rights of leadership have been transferred to her granddaughter, Mion-san.
I don't think she has officially taken over yet, but...
But why? Who would gain anything from taking out the leaders of the three families?
Well, if you're going for a pattern, it makes sense to think that way, but...
Yeah, but I'm trying to think... I mean, yes, the pattern is there. 1 leader, 2 leader, 3 leader, done. Okay, cool. But I'm trying to think in terms of motive. There's 3 families. If there is some internal power struggle thing, I can understand some of them going missing, so that the other one becomes even more important. I could understand that. If all 3 leaders are being targeted, I would imagine it's not somebody from within the 3 families, but outside of it. What if chapter 2 is basically ooishi-san going rogue? And that's also why he's acting like a dick.
Why do you want to put everything on Ooishi?
Because I hear you kick the internet router. But to what end? Exactly. Maybe this version of ooishi-san has so much headed with all the bullshit happening there, and he knows more than he lets on, that he wants to end the Watanagashi once and for all, and in order to do that, he gets rid of a problem by the roots, by getting rid of the 3 families.
I disagree.
Why?
You just want Ooishi to be the bad guy. And I don't think.
No, I want answers.
One missing family leader. Ha 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 ha. 2 missing family leaders. Ha 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 ha.
No,
3 missing family leaders.
Correct me here, Psycho. But I think that was the Count from Sesame Street. 1 missing family leader. 2 missing family leaders.
I'm just hearing Christmas carols. Is this actually
Yes, I'm not sure what people were singing. Christmas songs. 1 missing family leader under the tree.
No, there's a song where you count up. But I forgot the actual lyrics now.
Bell, Rika is in hell.
Wow.
Have you seen Hinamizawa? I mean, have you been here during the last 28 streams of this game? This place is the closest to hell. Literally.
And Satoko drowned in the swamp.
Womp womp. We should not be writing Christmas songs.
No, we should not. Absolutely not. But it's not going to be Ooishi.
This segue is on Miso. As per usual.
They aren't very Christmassy here in Hinamizawa.
Yeah, I don't think they... I mean, we never get to live until Christmas in the first place.
We might still get to see a Christmas.
I don't think so.
Maybe they are super into it.
Oh, part of a whole, like, yes, we like to eat the entrails of people cult is also being super into Christmas. Like Disney adults. You know, the people that get super into Disney, like every vacation they go to Disneyland and stuff. Disney World. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, what else can you do other than try to find another outlet for when you're eating people, right? The visage of Mion giving prompt directions to the adults while searching for Rika-chan sprung back to mind. Mion! She's gonna disappear! I hadn't even thought of that possibility. All my hair stood on end. That's insane! Nobody wants that, right? Oh, of course not! We can't allow that!
Climb.
Ooishi-san grabbed my shoulders with both hands. Then help us, Maebara-san. If there's anything you've noticed about Mion Sonozaki lately, please tell me. I was going along with him? By the time I'd realized it, it was too late. Ooishi-san brought his face in closer, almost close enough to ram into me, waiting for my next words. This pressure. I can't tear my eyes away from his... That moment I heard a beeping sound. It was from the driver's seat. He ignored it at first, but then it started to bother him, so he finally let go of me and leaned into the driver's seat. That's very close. I mean, yeah, want to tell us how to stop it?
They found Satoko.
And then we learn that Maebara is actually a different way of spelling Sonozaki, and he's the true heir to the kingdom.
That's gonna be the plot twist at the end.
Oh my god, what if Keiichi is actually the human reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama?
What if Keiichi is in a wheelchair?
There's 2 Keiichis right now. When they got the bikes from Reina and Keiichi and put them in the back of a police truck, they also attached a rope to the Keiichi in the wheelchair, and they just dragged him behind the truck the entire way. I mean, he's got to follow. Hello?
No.
Yep, loud and clear. I was saved. Of course, it's not like I could use this opening to escape. I see. Yes, alright. Let's head back then. Yes. Okay. Apparently he was being recalled. Now that I knew I'd be freed, the tension in my body dissipated all at once. It looks like I need to get going. We're just getting to the good part too. That's too bad. Ooishi-san flung the door open, excited. Ooishi-san flung open the door, exited, and walked around the front to the driver's seat. He left the door open. Did that mean I could leave? You really care about your friends, Maebara-san. An admirable trait for a kid to have in this day and age. I totally understand what it feels like. You'd be betraying them if you told the police anything. Maebara-san. It's the middle of the night, so get a good night's sleep and then think about it. Just a little bit of courage from you might end up being what saves many of your friends in the end. Did he want to say that the sacrifices wouldn't stop with Rika-chan and Satoko? You know this already, but every night since Watanagashi something has happened. In the past, the curse only occurred once per year, but this time it's been going on for days. What a prosperous year this has been. I don't think you can call that prosperous. The night before last night, and now today. There's no proof that something won't happen tomorrow night as well. Wait. The night before last night, and now today, so 3 sets.
No, we've had the murder, we've had the mayor missing, and now we have...
he counts the murder in this as well. Okay, yeah, fair enough. It's our job to pretend it's our job to prevent such things before they happen, but for that, we need your cooperation, Maebara-san. I looked out to the open door to see none other than my own house right in front of me. It creeped me out that he knew my name and address, but I was too sleepy right now. I was too sleepy to care. Well, you're probably tired. It's already 3 in the morning. Please, get yourself a good rest. Wait, didn't we meet with the police at 1? No, that was with Reina.
It was already
and then we still
past
walked
1.
back. Okay, yeah. I was thinking, how did it take 2 hours? Yes, sir. I'll be going now. When I was about to get out of the truck as if to deliver a parting blow, Ooishi-san, in a raised voice, I'll be coming by every day until you feel like talking, alright? I don't believe forcing you to confess in an interrogation room is really in fashion these days. I couldn't say anything in response, but me slamming the door shut probably served the same purpose. After lightly beeping the horn, Ooishi-san's truck drove off. I went to the front door without waving goodbye. The door was locked, but the chain wasn't up. I unlocked the door and entered. Then walked over to the staircase. That was where I lost consciousness. That's not good. Was there something in that coffee, or did he just pass out from exhaustion?
I want to say exhaustion.
Ooh, 4 tips.
Let's still do the tips for tonight.
That's a good idea.
And then get out of this heating room.
From the scrapbook, 9. Also, if this is Takano, you have to read this.
We've already have. The Sonozaki family. If you don't want to, I can, but it doesn't matter.
No, go ahead.
The one to drastically expand its influence after the war was the Sonozaki family. The leader at the time was Oryo Sonozaki, who still has that seat today.
It's still weird to say Oreo and not talk about cookies, but that's a name apparently.
Orio Sonozaki has grown old, and today you can only catch a glimpse of who she was at the time. From what I've been told, however, she was a leader extolled as the best in history. Having become so old, aside from going out a few times a week for lessons, she spends her time at home in solitude, and seems to leave most of the ceremonial affairs to her hair. Mion.
Hair. She leaves them to her hair.
Yeah, it sounded weird to me.
Hence the expression to get out of my hair. That was wonderful. What lessons? Hair, like bunny. Oh, that would be so cute. Oh my god, that would be adorable.
That would be
Imagine
adorable.
you have this big badass Yakuza lady, and then the true heir to the whole shebang is a bunny.
That would be cute.
A little rabbit. Be so cute. What lessons will? Because I feel like that's possibly important.
To take over. We already know she has those with her grandmother. There are different views on why the successor was not her daughter, but her granddaughter, Mion, but it's rumored that it has to do with disownment of her daughter and son-in-law. The uninhibited granddaughter, Mion Sonozaki, still shows no sign of the dignity required of the next leader. However, she does have Sonozaki blood in her veins and is permitted the name of Demon.
She is permitted the name.
She still doubtlessly requires caution and is probably hiding her fangs and claws as skillfully as the leaders of the past did.
Now, how do you make a demon?
How?
Going back to my thinking that the morning she came there, like, oh, I drank and I'm tired and stuff, I don't feel well. There was an initiation.
Nah. And don't forget, that was before these scrapbooks were already there. So your theory there doesn't work.
When two demons like each other very much.
So your theory goes out the window.
Psycho, you have a point. There is a reason why demon and semen rhyme with each other. I was expecting the face, but...
Press the next tip.
Let me take a sip.
Yeah, press it. You can press and take a sip.
That's right. They love naval warfare. Exactly. Seamen. You know? People out on the sea.
I'm too warm and too tired to go into this.
Seaman and D-man. Not to forget Amen. Oh, come on, that was also not bad.
No.
The elderly leader of a Sonozaki family? Didn't expect Tifa to be appalled out of all people. Yeah, you know, it's not... It's because she can't jiggle it with her finger.
Yeah, that has to be it.
Come on, Kuma guy.
Yes, the postal worker hasn't seen anything either. The Sonozaki main house has their seal hanging from their mailbox so that anyone can stamp their mail or parcels with it and drop it in.
Is that a thing in Japan? A seal?
If they have a deal with the postal service that you can then...
Okay, that seems like really sophisticated to me. Because when I think of seal and mail, I'm thinking like, you know, melting some wax, dripping it on the envelope and putting the stamp on there. And then...
It's basically like that, but with a normal stamp now. It shows that it comes from your family.
You use a hanpo, a personal seal, like you would a signature.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's impressive. That seems really fancy to me. That's rather careless of him. So, when was your last seen?
She was last seen at the Watanagashi opening ceremony greetings. She apparently returned home right after that.
Well, she is pretty old. From what I've heard, she goes out a few times a week to take lessons, right? Have you found anything out about that?
Every Monday she goes to the assembly hall to practice the Taisho Goto, but she didn't go this week. Well, there's her. The Taisho Goto.
Okay, in case it wasn't clear, what is that? Don't Google that, don't Google that, in case it's...
I can Google that. That's an actual, it's an instrument.
Oh yeah. It looks wild.
It looks like a sort of weird accordion, but smaller.
Oh, it's like a sitar. At least according to the German Wikipedia that Tifa just found. Okay.
Anyway, that answers your question.
Like if an accordion wasn't an accordion, but a guitar. Just look it up yourself when you see the pictures. And he calls to say she wasn't going to be there. Has anyone confirmed it?
Nope, nobody. She apparently takes days off once in a while though, so no one thought it was strange.
Tomorrow, why don't we pretend we're at the town hall and call... Tomorrow, why don't we pretend we're at the town hall and call around 10 o'clock? Please figure out whether she's at home.
10 o'clock? Got it.
Ever since it started to seem more and more like ancient Hinamizawa traditions had something to do with all of this, he'd been keeping a careful eye on the three families. At this point, the leader of the Kimiyoshi family and the leader of the Furude family had disappeared. There's only one leader left. Ario Sonozaki, the leader of the Sonozaki family. She was apparently a pretty old woman. Her dignity hasn't waned, but she still only appeared before people rarely, so it was difficult to confirm where she was at any given time. She, the last leader, hadn't been seen since the day of Watanagashi. Was she still alive and well within the Sonozaki main house? Or had she...
According to Mian Sonozaki, she had fallen ill and was sleeping it off.
I wonder if she's really sleeping. I'd like to take a look at her face and her pulse.
You can say that again.
Not quite the zinger to me, but the two of them breathed out a big puff of cigarette smoke.
Ooishi-san, about the search warrants for the Sonozaki main house and the Furude shrine, do you think we'll get them?
Oishi didn't respond, exhaled another cloud of tobacco smoke, his surroundings now as foggy as his mind. As foggy as his mind? Why is Oishi's mind foggy?
It's probably still late.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, true. Sleep deprivation is a thing. We've just talked about that. From the scrapbook, X.
The Hidden Demon. The inhabitants of Hinamizawa believe that the blood of demons flows in their blood. As such, the character for demon is treated as very sacred. For example, usage of the character demon in kanji in names is apparently a right reserved for only the leaders of the Kimiyoshi and Sonozaki families. Case in point, we can see it in the current Sonozaki family leader's name Oryo is written with those characters.
I must be dyslexic when it comes to kanji, I don't see it, but I'll believe you.
This and only this is proof that she is a legitimate leader of the Sonozaki family. In the same way, Mian Sonozaki, its successor, contains the kanji in her name with Mi being written as, I'm guessing demon.
Oh yeah, that
I
is,
forgot to look at
it's
it.
the left half, right? It's like, you can spell it differently.
That's what messes me up the most with kanji. Like when you see people go like, oh, this is my name, and you spell it with the characters of this and that, and not that, and that, and that, and it's like,
yeah.
Why does this have to be more complicated?
You know, I like having like 26 letters and they are always written the same way. My mind can comprehend that easier. Question which you can't possibly answer because I think it's gonna be spoilers. How many more of those, well, you could have figured that out if you knew Japanese, moments are we gonna have? Because if we had seen, or if we knew Japanese and we would have seen Mion's name spelled like this, we would have seen that it has the kanji, I think that's the kanji, for demon in there.
You might have seen like, oh, it has demon in it, but you wouldn't have known the connection. That only the successors or only the main families are allowed to use that, for example.
Fair enough.
And they don't show you the kanji dialogue in the English version, so...
Diegetically, such a wonderful word. Word. Why can't I speak anymore? It's one.
It also goes for Oryo's daughter and Mio's mother, Akane, who did not succeed her. It's known that before the disowning, Akane's name was actually written with the kanji, though it was changed afterwards to something else, which still reads as Akane.
Is that a legitimate thing in Japan? That people just go, my name is Akane and it's spelled like this.
Yes.
But now, my name is Akane and it's spelled like that.
No, that's because they are high in power, where you can do that.
This is how you can tell that they are actually really powerful and have influence. Because can you imagine going to the town hall and stuff and the post office and explaining to them that your name needs to be changed?
Yeah. I mean, you can do that too. But for this reason, that's not it.
Yep, but not for a spelling thing like this. Like, oh, my hand hurts when I write the kanji for my name, so I want to change the spelling.
No, but you can technically change your name from Jack to Jock.
Sorry, it was Rack.
Sorry, Rack.
Also, not my point. I often read in subtitles how characters say their name is spelled.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing. It confuses me.
Incidentally, it's thought that the first characters, the Mayor Kichiro's name, originally meant demon, which can also be read as Ki.
What?
It should be said that names using the character aren't limited only to successors of the Sonozaki family.
Let me guess, now we get to Eureka.
You can even find it in the last names of the three families. For example, the characters for Kimiyoshi are likely a split-up version of the demon. If you write it in reverse and top to bottom as this, it clearly resembles the character's demon. Okay, yeah, I see it. As for the Furude family, who have been in the Shinto priesthood for generations, the word for fortune teller can be written without interval characters, such as this.
Okay, yeah, fair. There's like one line difference on the first kanji. There's an extra line to the left at the top. You know, the Furude is written like a plus on top of a little box with feet, and down there, the other one, it just doesn't have the thing going to the left.
I think that with the addition of a demon's horn, the tick on the top of the character, the blah-de-blah, becomes the other one that is used in their name now. The thing I have with kanji as well, like if you write in it, it takes so much time. Look at the amount of strokes, stripes and thingies are in it.
Holy shit, Sonozaki. That looks like it will take you 5 minutes. Like, it would take me 5 minutes, I should say.
Like, it would take so much time to write a handwritten letter.
First of all, I think that's because we're biased because we don't know how to read and write kanji. We're just not used to it.
It takes more time.
But also,
Can't deny that.
I don't know if that's actually inherent to kanji and all of that. But I think there is something beautiful to the energy you actually have to take to commit to writing like this.
Yeah, I get that. As in like an art thing, I fully get it. But to just write, but that's why they also have the normal alphabet, I want to say.
Romaji, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I say most Japanese people don't have a solid grasp of tons of kanji.
I mean, it makes sense. You don't...
Okay.
The majority of it, or the majority of people don't use that to write.
What's the other one?
I don't know.
And
for every day, this is very impractical. Yes, it is.
Thus, things written in kanji will have tinier subtitles that you know, oh, you read it like this.
It's impractical in general.
Always confused me.
But it helps if you understand it, I guess.
But, like, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but we've seen how the other names are written, and if you look at Sonozaki, that looks like it's gonna take you longer to write. Like, with every stroke, you have more time to ponder how important they are. You know what I mean?
If you accidentally If someone accidentally bumps in you and you misplace a stripe, yeah, it's a completely different meaning.
What did you say about my mother? What did you write about my mother?
In the case of the Sonozaki family, where Sonozaki is written as this, I can't find any reference to the character. Perhaps because it's already ingrained into their first names.
Yeah, nobody would want to be a demon, right? That would be weird.
They were the clan responsible for running the Watanagashi ceremony, so I think that instead they included the contents of that ceremony into their last name. The Zaki in Sonozaki is a conjugation of the word for slice and the sono, written as this. Probably contains the hidden meaning of human body, as it is a complicated mess, organs enclosed by 4 sides. I think in other words that Sonozaki comes from those who slice open the gut.
After we're done with Higurashi, I need to see if there's a documentary about how all of the story came to be. Like, do you wake up one morning and you look at the kanji for Sonozaki and you go, she who slices the gut of the person, cannibalism,
I'm guessing
ancient
they thought
Japan?
of the names before that, yeah.
Imagine having gut slicer on your ID.
That would be pretty cool, actually. If I could change my name, I would. Last.
Your name
tip.
on your ID should be Blister Doodler.
I would take that too. Last tip.
Request denied. Hiragana is like textbook writing, while katakana is more common. Those were the 2 that I forgot about. Thank you.
And will again in a moment.
Yes.
I'm back. I play Pokemon Go every day.
If you don't know that song, look that up. It starts with I'm back. I don't know why I know about that song, but it exists and
it's lived rent-free.
You should watch it.
In the back of my head for the past, when did this game come out? 2016. 8 years.
8 years. I think 8 years also since we saw me. How did it go? Did you find any clues? The officers shook their heads in disappointment. Exhaustion was plainly showing on everyone's faces. That was only natural. None of them had gotten a wink of sleep since the day of Watanagashi. Chief, let the youngest of us take a nap and then switch him out. We've got a long stretch ahead of us after all. Let's not push ourselves too hard. Rest up so we can take it easy as we go.
I've been telling them to sleep in shifts. Nobody actually seems willing to sleep though. Could you tell them yourself, ooishi-san?
Could you, gently make them fall asleep? No, mind, you don't need to force yourselves. Komiyama-kun, please let everyone sleep in shifts, starting with the youngest.
Komiyama-san, please do that.
After the chief told him as well, Komiyama-san left his seat. So, Chief, still no good on your request?
It's just a rumor among the villagers in the first place, It's going to be difficult without more concrete evidence.
Even when that evidence might be tucked away in there?
We need evidence that evidence is tucked away in there.
Chief, don't start speaking in riddles to me now. We have witnesses that say 4 people, including the 2 who died, went into the forbidden ritual storehouse without permission. This is all reliable information.
You might call it information, but they're really only rumors. They're not concrete evidence.
Well, it's true that we don't have any pictures of the 4 of them sneaking in with cloth tied around their heads. Anyway, those 4 saw something inside the storehouse, something important enough that be erased.
Important enough that they'd be erased? What would that be exactly?
That's why I'm asking for a warrant to go looking for it in the first place. Anything pointing out the Sonozaki family's connection to violent organizations would be a major contender. Like a pile of tokarefs or a secret poppy production facility. The secret Sonozaki family fortune would also be pretty difficult to discard.
Look, ooishi-san, I know how you feel. However, that storehouse is a sacred building belonging to the Furude Shrine and we need to have proper consideration for the locals when dealing with it. There's your whole, oh, the police can go into it.
If a family member of one of the big three is in the police, yes, they can get in there. Not as the police, but as a family member, potentially.
Yeah, but they're not right now. You kept going that Ooishi can go into it and stuff.
I swear, if it turns out that at some point somebody got in there because of their connection to one of the big three families, I'm gonna let you know that I said that. I heard that there was an hour-long call made from Congressman Sonozaki to the big man. Chief, could he have nailed you back down?
Anyway, as long as we don't have suitable evidence, we won't get a search warrant for the storehouse. That goes for the Sonozaki main house too. Especially considering that's the jurisdiction of both Section 4 and the Prefectural Police Crime Prevention Division. We need careful preparations first.
If you say you need preparations, then why don't you just let me talk with him directly? Shige-chan is the head of Section 4, right? For crime prevention, it's Sankai-san. They seem like they'd be quicker to talk if I sat them down at a mahjong table.
Chief, you have a visitor. Yikes.
Yikes. Pushing the employee who guided him in right out of the way was an old man who looked like a Yakuza member giving his crested kimono and hakama. Did he not get enough of this over the phone?
I am Congressman Sonozaki. I demand to know who's responsible for this. This instant! Hello, I'm the Division Chief, Takasugi. I don't need your name. I could have you demoted on a whim. You wouldn't even be enough. Bring out the one called Ooishi or whatever. He deserves punishment for requesting a search warrant on the sacred Furude shrine.
I want to speak to the manager now.
I sincerely apologize. Ooishi is currently out on an investigation and he's been difficult to contact. I'll take his place and hear you out. So please have a seat.
The chief's eyes were telling me to get out of here. Perhaps I'll gratefully accept this favor. Maybe I'll go lay down in the nap room.
Listen here. The Furude Shrine spent 2,600 years under the imperial calendar and 2,500 more beyond that. It is sacred, a sanctuary that must never be defiled.
This shit goes back 5,000 years? Give or take?
I'm not surprised. We're talking about human sacrifice. The 800,000 gods, oyashiro-sama, and the spirits of our ancestors are enshrined there. The holy shrine protects Hinamizawa from when the sun comes up to when it sets and from when the moon rises to when it falls.
800,000 gods.
That's a lot of gods.
There has to be some overlap, right? Do they share responsibilities or like domains, or are they like really, really niche things?
Every god has its own thing.
So there is a god for when you use a nail clipper to shorten your left thumb's nail on a Monday while you're hungry.
Nail clippers were a thing back then.
I'm not smart enough to think of things that people over 5,000 years ago would consider 800,000 things for.
Saying there's a particular god you don't respect, that just means you're asking for trouble.
The word god is overused. I mean, listen, nowadays there's 8 billion people. Why can't they have 800,000 gods? You know, it's still less than people.
Quite sure we can also come up to that. Who is the idiot who wanted to set foot in there? Besides, the right to religion is the most revered right of the people of this country in the Constitution. You dare to be so bold as to sully that, using your own investigation's negligence as pretext? Blah, blah. I cannot, I will not allow it. Are you listening, you lying scum? I'm angry now, so you're not getting off the hook that easily.
Actually, I think you mispronouncing words is perfect, because the Sonozaki guy is probably so high on his own farts. Even if he misspeaks, that's just from now on legally how the word is pronounced.
You act like every word is mispronounced.
No, but revered. I didn't mean
You know, when you do it, I just skip it.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's funny when you do it. I don't know why.
Go to the first one.
Why would I overwrite this?
Overwrite the first one.
No.
Just always overwrite the first one so that we don't have to search.
Just remember, 3. 3 is easy to remember because we're in chapter 2.
I'm not going to.
And this is the first time we're playing Higurashi.
I'm not going to.
See, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Easy. It makes sense in my head.
No, it doesn't.
True. Why do you never make fun of me mispronouncing things?
Because I don't.
Yeah, but why not?
Only when it's really funny.
But now I realize you don't do it to me, and when I do it to you, that makes me seem really petty, like I'm an asshole.
Yes.
Oh damn. That moment when you realize you're the asshole. We go on Reddit. Hey Reddit, am I the asshole? Every time she does anything slightly imperfect, I make fun of her for 5 minutes, but she's always like super nice and cute to me?
You'll find that tomorrow on Reddit. But where you won't find us tomorrow is live, because we won't be back until Tuesday.
What do you mean?
I'm calling it an end already. That was great. We're not here tomorrow because we're streaming Tuesday. That was perfect.
No.
Yes.
No.
It absolutely was.
I'm not saying
That was
today
great...
my segues and stuff were much better because I'm boiling inside.
That was a great segue.
Nah, I didn't love it.
Well, now's your chance to come with a better one.
Tifa, starting next week, are we back to our regular schedule? Or do people need to expect more shenanigans from us?
Let me check.
She's checking the calendar. That was a decent segue, 7 out of 10.
See, thank you. I thought that was pretty good as well. I'm looking at my calendar because I have another business trip coming up.
But not next week.
But not next week.
Oh my God. Then it doesn't matter for my question.
Yeah, but I had to check when... I had to see the dates in my mind. Next week we're back to our normal schedule.
Thank you.
So like I said, we're back on Tuesday. That was a great segue.
I don't know, I found some offense with that, and now it just completely confused me. I need to recollect myself.
Well, do you want to try your own segue still before we press the button?
Okay, let's start the game again. I already clicked it away.
It's warm as hell and I'm ready to get out of this room.
Also, now I'm actually wearing shorts. I was thinking of streaming in my underwear. Not that you could see because I'm not going to get up on camera. But I do wear shorts. And thankfully, because like our chairs are this fake leather plastic stuff, there will be no... You're good at making sounds. That. I was trying to have that be the last thing you hear on stream, that I'm not currently growing into the chair, thankfully. I'm not looking forward to the rest of the week. The beginning of the week. It's still gonna be warm. But oh well.
Not the last words I was hoping for, but I'll take them.
Everybody, please stay hydrated if you're in hot, warm places like we are currently. That's it. That's the message for the day. Stay hydrated. Try to not be too warm. Don't overdo it. Don't exert yourselves. Maybe don't try to solve crime and puzzles and big meta level.
Unless that's your job.
Over 5,000 years spanning puzzles. Unless it's your job. Unless you get paid to do that.
Don't solve crime. All police forces are
Oh my god. Oh my god. Jack said the police should not be working today. Jack said if it's hot, crime is okay. Just do crimes. Nobody will figure it out because it's hot.
And yeah, don't go into sacred shrines just for the lols.
Exactly. And we're back on Tuesday. We don't know with what yet, probably Higurashi, but you will see when I post the schedule tomorrow. If I haven't melted by then.
High chance.
That I'll post the schedule? Yes.
That will have melted.
I hope not. That sounds horrible. Tifa, press the button so I can get out of his clothing. Thank you everybody for mini-ing with us. We'll be back on Tuesday with You Will See. We'll see you then. Bye!
Bye!